little bit of bunts for this, but... little bit of bunts. But... be nice if you could give us a call and take part. 08459 455 555. I tell you now, we're lowering our standards slightly. So if you've been banned in the past, if you think, oh, they wouldn't want to listen to what I've got to say, that nice gentleman wouldn't want to hear my story about putting milk on a window ledge or how to wash wool. I would want to hear those today. I really would. 08459 455 555. You can go to facebook.com/BBC3CR, or you can send me a text 81333. Start your text 3CR.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Oh, here's something. Here is something that I know you'll be able to help. I've already had our stand-in producer is Kelly Betts. Morning, Kelly Betts.
Morning.
That's all we want. That's all. You take those headphones off. That's all we need. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Not bothered. Now, I've had an argument with her this morning about I've got a scarf, and it's my favourite scarf that I haven't managed to lose, and it's wool, and I want to know, can I wash a wool scarf? Because she goes, I'll put it in the washing machine. You can't put wool in the washing machine. You can't do that. Even on the wool setting, if you put wool in a washing machine, it's going to come out all boggly or all... you can't do it. Can I wash my woolen scarf? 08459 455 555. That's the level of conversation we've got for you this morning. I mean, I think Heart is on this morning. If you want to switch to them, I'll find out the frequency for you and let you know. But, hey, stick around. Help an old man out. Honestly, pretty much anything goes this morning. I don't want to sound desperate, but could you please give me a call? Please. Thanks. 08459 455 555. Now, people gathered in Luton Town Centre yesterday for a peace rally. We mentioned this on the show last week. Community leaders called for the rally after a spate of violent deaths in the town. There have been 12 gun-related incidents in the town this year and 3 fatalities since last September. Well, we sent our reporter Matt Lockwood along.
The sound of a peace rally in Luton. There must be at least a couple of hundred people from across the black community, concerned parents, children who are being told to stay on the right path. There's a feeling here today that enough is enough. I can see a car and it's got the banner of the Non-Violence Alliance on there. There's lots of posters saying messages like, for some it's already too late, don't let it be you, stop the violence, we're all in this together. To take a life is easy, but to save one may take a miracle.
Well, as the rally got underway, mum of 2, Ruth Carter, was among those taking a stand.
I'd rather be a part of the solution and help correct the things that are going on. Show some love. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to sing about one love, you know, one heart. Let's get together. Let's feel all right, even though we're in a time of despair and things are going like it's chaos. Do you know, I trust in God. Do you know what I mean? That's who I put my trust in. Yeah? Because at the end of the day, if we don't get the order right, it will be chaos. But you know, we're just going to come in together in love, in community spirit, and sing one love, yeah? So join in, don't just watch us. Open up your mouth and sing, yeah? Come on. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Come on, let's get together. Let's get together and feel alright. One love.
Well, Tricia Loughlin is a concerned parent and member of the Non-Violence Alliance. She told reporter Matt Lockwood that victims of violence and crime are going to them instead of the police.
All sorts of incidents of youngsters getting chased around the town, chased by a carload of people looking to rob them or harm them with weapons. These kind of incidents are most of these kids that are being chased are innocent kids. They're just out on the street, and these guys are just out one night, just going mad, you know, causing mayhem in the town, really. But I mean, it was last week. In one day we had 3 incidents where 3 young people were chased, and they're being chased for their mobile phone and 20 quid, or you know, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. And I know the non-violence are doing pretty good work. They will get there, but we need to stand united with them and support them in what they're doing.
I mean, what role do the police have, the local authority? Because the peace rally has been held outside the town hall today. Are you trying to send a message to Luton Borough Council that you need to take a bit more responsibility?
Definitely. Luton Borough Council needs to stand up. Stop. For those that think that we haven't got a problem in our town, they really need to step out into the communities where it's going on. Speak to us. We'll give them reported crime incidents that are unreported to the police. Non-violence will be able to give them that, you know, weekly. If they think that we haven't got a problem in their town, they're really mistaken. We have, and non-violence needs the support from the council, and we need support from the police. It is hard for the police. I'm not saying it's not. When you've got witnesses that won't come forward because they're too scared, you know, or because really of a handful of boys in the town that are causing sort of problems. They need to, you need to come forward. There is protection, there is things out there for you. You need to come forward and step up.
Well, later on in the show, we'll be hearing from Ollie Martins, Bedfordshire's Police and Crime Commissioner, who was also at the rally. Here's a question. Were you there on Sunday? 08459 455 555. Excellent that something like this is being done, and well done to those people who are wanting to make a change in the community and end gun crime and violent crime. Of course, there have been far too many in Luton. But the people who are committing the crimes, do you think that they'll be listening to that? Do you think the gangs will be sitting around going, you fancy going and doing a shooting? Well, do you know what? No, because of that peace rally that happened yesterday, I think maybe we need to reassess our gun culture within this gang. Maybe just play Xbox instead. I don't know. I don't mean to be flippant. And as I keep saying, I'm bored of reporting gun crimes on this show because we do it every week. We're always sending Justin off somewhere and to the scenes of a shooting or something like that. I hate it. It's horrible. Horrible. Is anything like that actually going to change anything? And part of me, and can I say this? Permission to speak freely. Thank you. It does concern me. Concern's the wrong word. I'm trying to find the right word and I can't. The heavy religious overtones at the peace rally may have put some people off. Not knocking religion or anything like that at all, but the heavy presence of a certain brand of Christianity at the peace rally may have scared some people off. Listen, I'm all for marching for peace. Yeah, bring it on. I nearly marched in the protest against Iraq years ago. I didn't. I actually had a nap that day. That's a true story. I was working I had a doze. I know. Don't judge me. But I'm all for marching for peace. I think I could have been put off by. I think I could have been put off by the heavy religious overtones. I would have thought, well, maybe this is something I don't particularly want to be associated with necessarily. 08459 455 555. Were you at the rally? Do you think it'll make any difference at all whatsoever? 08459 455 555. Well, we just heard a young lady singing this song at the peace rally. It seems relevant to play it, doesn't it? Bob Marley. The singer.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying. One love. Hear the children crying. One heart. Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. One love. There is one question I'd really love to ask. One heart. Is there a place for the hopeless sinners who has hurt all mankind? Just a Savior's own belief. One love. What about a one heart? What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning. One love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One love. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. One soul. Have pity on those whose chances grow thin. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation, saying, one love. What about the one heart? What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm pleading to mankind. One love. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
Weeknights from 7. Mark Forrest.
Good evening, Joe.
Good evening.
Let's talk to Lynn. What's your story? Is there life after the armed forces?
They've got fantastic skill set.
City Street is great.
Fruit, veg, you're telling me the best thing about your local market.
It's inexpensive but quality products that's grown locally.
How has adoption affected your family?
He always says to me, she is my birth mother, but you're my mum.
Mark Forrest. Weeknights from 7 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Morning, this is Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. If you were at the peace rally at the weekend in Luton, I'd love to hear from you. Do you think it will achieve anything? Seriously. It's always nice, isn't it, when people of a single mind get together and feel all right. But, you know, when you join together with people and give thanks to the Lord. No, hang on. It's always good, isn't it, when people have a common idea get together to celebrate that idea. And the idea of peace, of course, is a fantastic one. Will it actually achieve anything, though? It's not going to stop those kids running around with guns and knives, is it? Really? I'd be very, very surprised. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you were there or not, will it make a difference? What will make a difference? Now, it's a bank holiday show. It's slightly different from the normal shows in that, well, we lower our standards and pretty much anything goes. 08459 455 555. Claire's from Milton Keynes. Claire, I realised I just said we lower our standards just before you come on, and that could be construed as being rude. I do apologise. Yeah. I'm sure you have a very high standard.
Of course.
You're involved in the Milton Keynes Marathon today, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Well, I'm not running in it. I don't think I could do that, but...
No, I don't. Everyone says to me, Iain, you should run a marathon, and no, never going to do it. Never going to do it. Doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. What are you doing then, Claire? If you're not running, what are you doing?
I'm in a band. We're a covers band, but we are playing to entertain the runners and keep them going and their supporters. Playing at Willen Lake this morning.
Oh, fantastic! What's the name of the band?
It's called Secret Genius.
Oh, I like that. And what songs are you going to play?
We do a bit of everything from like current stuff, Pink, Green Day, Foo Fighters. We do 60s stuff. We even do a bit of country. We do everything.
Do you play Keep On Running by the Dave Clark Five?
No, but we are doing Run To You.
Oh, well, there we go. Well done. You see, that's nice. How do you get a gig like that? Do you just kind of get in touch with them, or how does it work?
Well, we were going to do it last year, except it rained, and we did ask.
Yeah.
They're doing a Battle of the Bands thing, I believe, this year, so they're going to have other bands around the course as well. But they got in touch with us and just said, bands apply, basically, and they selected people to play. So.
And are you the singer, Claire?
I am.
Can you give us a little snatch now?
25 years of my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. That's rubbish, but you know.
It was brilliant!
I need my music.
That was brilliant! And I take a deep breath and I step outside and I come and I get real high and I say, what's going on?
Do you want to come and do our backing thing?
I'm not bad, am I? I'm not bad.
Do some BVs for us.
Hey, Claire, listen, this morning... So just tell us again, whereabouts are you so that people can come along and have a look?
We are near the pub at Willen Lake, basically, just on the grass in a marquee.
Oh, I see, Claire. Oh, you've just given yourself away. We're near the pub. We're near the pub.
But you've got to be, haven't you?
You have got to be. And it's going to be nice weather. It's going to be a cracking day for playing outside.
It looks like it.
Claire, one thing we're doing this morning is... you should sound nervous. We're asking everybody who calls in...
Yes.
What's under your bed?
Probably a bit of fluff.
Is that all?
Maybe the dog occasionally, that's about it.
Do you not store stuff under your bed?
Well, technically, yes, but I've got drawers in my bed, you see.
Oh, well, what's in your drawer? That counts as being under the bed. What's in there? Your pyjamas, your Jimmy Jams?
Yeah, books, my hot water bottle.
There's nothing... Listen, even the days of electric blankets, there's nothing better than a hot water bottle on a cold night, is there?
See, yeah, you've got to have your hot water.
You've got to have your hot water bottle. Yeah, Claire, thank you very much indeed. Claire from Milton Keynes. She's playing in a covers band at the Milton Keynes Marathon. If you're running in the marathon today, do give us a call, 08459 455 555. Every time there's a marathon. Hey, Iain, you should run a marathon and get sponsored. No, not happening. Not happening. Not having any of that. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. And what's under your bed?
Me cry when you said goodbye. Ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. You broke my heart when you said we'll part. Ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. Oh well, goodbye. Although I'll cry, ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. you said goodbye. Ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. Oh well, goodbye. Although I'll cry, ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame.
Usai-yatnta brump. Yes, Fats Domino. Where on earth did he get a name like that from? 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. Well, JVS has his big phone in every normal weekday from 9 o'clock. Well, today I thought we'd have a little crack at it. Thought we'd have a little go. So, the big question this morning is, what's under your bed? Our news correspondent Justin Dealey joins me live from Luton now. Good morning, Justin.
Ian, good morning.
Justin.
I think we need to put on our JVS voices for this. Yes, on the big phone in today from 9am. What's under your bed? Some people have got some disgraceful things under their bed. What do you think? Is that outrageous? Give me a call now. What do you reckon?
I reckon you're only doing that because you know there's a good chance that he's not coming in today, yes. And B, he won't be listening to that.
Yes, quite possibly. Yes, I agree.
But yes, I'll have a go. Yes, so, on the big phone in this morning, it's disgusting. Nadine Dorris, what's under your bed? Nadine Dorris, will you answer the question, please? What is under your bed? Well, we got in touch with the company, and I've spoken to the car dealership, and basically, not to be confused with any car dealership of a similar name, they said, what's under your bed?
Yeah, I thought you said he wasn't coming in. I thought he was in the studio for a second.
Justin Dealey. What's under your bed, JD?
What's under my bed? I have some shoes under there, some old records. When I looked yesterday, there were some dreadful records under there.
Hang on, why would you have records under your bed?
Well, the thing is, they're big, dirty things, aren't they, these days? You know, where else am I going to put them?
These days, they're the same size. They're 7 or 12 inches.
I know, but I can cram loads more CDs into my flat than what I can vinyl. So
right, okay.
I've got some vinyl under there. I've got some designer underpants, which I'd forgotten all about.
Jeez.
And also some nails, probably, from about 2007.
Fingernails?
Yes.
There's nothing more satisfying. I tell you the most satisfying thing in the world.
Go on.
Is getting your leg at just the right angle, and getting that big toenail off. Isn't it satisfying? And
it's wonderful.
Those are keepers. Those are keepers.
Brilliant.
Under my bed, thanks for asking, I have several books, including 3 books about 60s pop group the Mamas and the Papas.
Oh, not the Monkees.
No. I've been going through a bit of a Mamas and Papas phase. I also have toenails, and I have a couple of dirty handkerchiefs. I've been blowing my nose.
Yes. And the rest?
And some dirty pants.
Yeah?
Yep.
What about those toys?
We sent you out to ask people what they had under their beds.
Yes, a big topic this one, Ian. I was in Luton. I was asking people that very question, some very interesting answers, and this is what people had to say.
Suitcases and 3 teddy bears.
Nothing. No, I don't want nothing below my bed.
3 pairs of shoes.
Very specific. Are these special shoes?
No, they're old ones. I know they're there. That's all I've got under the bed.
Ian wants to know, what's under your bed?
What's what?
What's under your bed?
Nothing. I haven't got anything.
Nothing at all?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I have clothes and shoes and a lot of dust.
Madam, what's under your bed?
Under my bed? My bed is the bed that you have with the drawers. So I've got my bed sheet and my blankets, all the proper things.
It's classy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's clearly classy. Very nice and clean.
Thank you.
Justin, we have sent you on some odd missions before, but when on Friday we said, Justin, go out and ask people what's under their bed, I saw your shoulders just kind of drop a little bit.
Well, to be fair, I thought it was going to be difficult, but it's one of those subjects where everyone has got an opinion, so it wasn't actually too much hassle. It was quite enjoyable.
Nearly everyone's got a bed these days, which is pretty awesome.
Everyone's got a bed.
Yes.
Some people were saying some unusual things, like the man there saying 3 pairs of shoes, very, very specific.
Yep.
But on the whole, Ian, it was a very enjoyable experience, and I will be asking that question again throughout the morning on the big phone-in.
Okay, and I do hope JVS isn't listening. He can sue us for using that phrase. 08459 455 555. And be honest about what's under your bed as well. Do be honest. I don't want any of this. If you've got a suitcase full of,
German magazines.
nighttime equipment,
Yeah.
then let us know. We have young ears listening, so just be careful. But do let us know. Justin, can I ask? You like movies, don't you? Films.
I do. Yes.
Have you seen?
Where's this going?
Well, it's going. I'm going to ask you a question about a movie.
Okay.
Have you seen the latest James Bond movie, Skyfall?
Do you know what? I've got to make a revelation right now, and somebody else might back me up here. I have not seen one of the James Bond films, any of them, in full. Not one.
What?
Nope. Not one.
Okay, so hang on a second. So you've seen bits of James Bond films? Yep. Which James Bond films bits have you seen?
Skyfall.
Right.
That's about it.
Wow.
I know.
Why?
Just not my cup of tea, to be quite honest with you. I tend to like horror films and things like that. James Bond, is that really going to happen in real life?
Well,
Probably
no, of course not. It's a film.
I know that, but it's not real enough for me.
Well, listen, you've thrown me slightly off my stride here. I do love James Bond, and my favourite James Bond film is Live and Let Die, Roger Moore classic. Wonderful, the best.
Yeah.
I've also enjoyed the recent Daniel Craig James Bond films, even though I've not understood them. I watched Skyfall at the weekend.
And what happened?
I thought it was rubbish.
Really?
Yeah, I thought there were some really good bits in it. I thought the baddie was good. We didn't see enough of the baddie, but I thought overall...
I mean, you're talking to somebody who's never seen a James Bond film. You're hardly selling it to me. What I would say, the music is great, but in terms of the films, no, not seen one in full, but I can't imagine that there's anybody else who's like me who hasn't seen any James Bond film. I've obviously seen the clips on these TV shows, the reruns they do, but I've never actually sat down and watched a whole James Bond film from start to finish. There you go.
Let's put it out. 08459 455 555. Are you a sad, soulless loser like Justin Dealey? Have you never... Oh, you're still there, sorry. Yes. Have you never seen a James Bond film? Ollie, the work experience lad next door, is pulling a face. Ollie, you seem to be upset there, Ollie, when I said that Skyfall was a bit rubbish. Why?
It's a great film.
Well, tell me what's great about it.
It's fun, things explode, there's shooting, there's not much plot, which is quite good because it's easy to follow.
Yeah. It's just, compared to the other... The bad guy was good, but compared to the other Bond films... Oh, there's a bit where he runs through London Underground. I've done that. It doesn't make me a spy.
Yeah, it's good fun, though.
He goes to Scotland and recreates the final scene from Home Alone.
Great film.
Well, now that is a great film. 08459 455 555. Right. Let's get the latest travel news now with Justin Peterson.
Beds, hearts and bucks travel.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Oh, thank the Lord, someone else that didn't like Skyfall. Cotton House Road.
No, Justin, wasn't it disappointing?
It was. I sat and talk. Oh, bit of action, talk. Blow up a house in Scotland, finished. Cotton House Road. I know, it's
and it's being hailed as one of the best ones, up for Oscars and all this kind of stuff.
Well, I'm on your side, Ian, and if they want to take us down doing it, I'll support you 100%. What a boring film.
Justin Peterson, you are my brother now. Thank you, sir. Carry on.
Culverhouse Road in Luton currently shut due to a police incident seen St Augustine Avenue and St Ethelbert Avenue. Road is closed both ways following a police incident in the Biscuit area of Luton. So far the motorways are looking good. Public transport, obviously being a bank holiday, some services might be reduced or not run whatsoever. Here's one example. Chiltern Railway are suspended. London Marylebone through towards Ayrsham. Justin Peterson, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Justin, thank you very much indeed. We'll get more travel a little bit later on. Now, we think we're going to the news now. We're not completely sure. I have had reports there is a badly parked car in the BBC Three Counties car park, so I'm assuming that means that Serena Farrow's in the building.
Getting beds, hearts and bugs talking.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning, yes indeed, I'm still here. Police in Buckinghamshire are trying to find a man who raped a 12-year-old girl. She was walking alone when the man pulled her into a wooded area at a play park in Milton Keynes. The attack happened in March but was only reported on Saturday. Meanwhile, hundreds of people gathered in Luton yesterday for a peace rally. Community leaders called it after a spate of violent deaths. People in Milton Keynes, meanwhile, are being asked what they think about plans to knock down the Agora Centre in Wolverton. And the Pensions Minister has said the government is planning to change the rules on pensions. It's in order to limit their payment to the spouses of people living abroad. That's the news. Now let's turn to all the morning sport.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks Sport.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
With Serena Farrow, complete with orange skin, peroxide hair and dodgy tennis tops for all of your sporting needs.
Deary me. Right, Chelsea have moved up to third in the Premier League after a 1-0 victory over Manchester United at Old Trafford last night. Let's turn to today, and it's the second leg of the League One playoff semis. Sheffield United take a 1-0 lead to Yeovil at 1:30, while Brentford host Swindon at 4:30 with the tie all square. Hemel Hempstead play their Southern Premier playoff final at home to Gosport. A win for the Tudors would earn them promotion, most likely to Conference South. Hemel boss Dean Brennan's hoping home vantage will help.
What I would say is that we're a fresh, brand new side really. We're not even a year old, so we've got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of drive and a lot of belief, so hopefully a home advantage does help. I know the One Direction and the crew that we've got at this moment in time will definitely help with their drum, and they'll be singing away.
Elsewhere, Biggleswade Town go to rugby in the Southern League Division 1 Central playoff final. Let's turn to rugby, and Saracens will play Northampton Saints in the Premiership playoff semis. That's tomorrow. Sarries beat Bath at 23-14 at Allianz Park to finish top of the table in the regular season. Saracens Director of Rugby, Mark McCall's expecting Northampton to be a tough opposition.
No, they're a very balanced team. If you look at the pack that they picked today against Harlequins, they've got a really good spine to their team. They've got English internationals throughout their pack, so it's going to be a really, really tough challenge.
Finally, Ronnie O'Sullivan has a 10-7 lead going into the last day of the World Snooker Championship final, but is up against a dogged opponent in Barry Hawkins. BBC Three Counties Radio News and Sport will bring you more at 7 with my own special trail, I hope.
You're right, Serena.
Yep, thanks. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. You okay?
Yes. It's fine morning, isn't it, out there?
Very fine morning indeed.
Yes.
To
hang on a minute.
To love them, support them.
Call 08459 455 555.
08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
I've just been told the show's actually being broadcast on the radio. People can listen to this. It's not just a bunch of students messing around. I do hope my boss isn't listening today, because I like paying my mortgage. Morning, this is Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. Lots to talk about this morning, including the Peace Rally in Luton. If you were there at the Peace Rally at the weekend, what was it like? And if you weren't there as well, you can give me a call on this. Do you think a peace rally with very strong Christian overtones will actually achieve anything at all? 08459 455 555. What's under your bed as well? We're playing all morning. Washing wool. Can you wash a woolen scarf? 08459 455 555. And does anyone agree with me? Skyfall. Quite a boring film. Now, you want a good James Bond film? You want this.
When you were young and your heart was an open book, you used to say, live and let live. You know you did, you know you did, you know you did. But if this ever-changing world in which we live in makes you give in and cry, say live and let die. But if this ever-changing world in which we live in makes you give in a cry, say live and let die.
Beatbox from space. Doing a little bit of beatboxing there during the end of Live and Let Die. I wonder if you noticed. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio, 08459 455 555. Steve, the milkman in Sharnbrook, has called in. Good morning to you, Steve.
Good morning, Ian. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. The bank holiday shows are always... I always enjoy them because we get to come in. It's a little bit more relaxed. We still do some of the serious stuff, but then we just get to mess around and do beatboxing to Paul McCartney songs, which can't be a bad thing, can it?
Sounds good to me.
What have you called in for, boss?
Just want to know what's under my bed.
Oh yeah, go on. What's under your bed?
Well, there's nothing under my bed. That's where I sleep. But my missus thinks I'm a little potty.
Hang on a second. Let me just find out what our political reporter Paul Scoynes thought about that joke.
Picture.
Well, he enjoyed it, so that's
good. Good.
Naughty, Steve. Stephen, are you not running in the Milton Keynes Marathon today?
I was going to, but I got to work, so unfortunately I can't.
Man, I had the same thing. I was going to, and then and finally, Stephen, while we've got you on the line with your clever head on this morning, have you seen Skyfall?
Yes, I have.
What did you think?
I thought it was okay. They've said it's the best James Bond ever, and I think they got that completely wrong. It's not the best one at all.
It's not. I thought it was okay, and I thought there were some really good bits in it. I thought the bit when the naughty man, the baddie, was being a bit gay with James Bond. I quite enjoyed that bit, and I enjoyed the bit where he's fighting the fellas in the casino. But otherwise, I thought, yeah, it's not really one of the strongest at all.
Well, no, it's completely changed. I mean, I like to watch James Bond for the gadgets, and there was like none. Apart from one gun.
There were no gadgets. There was the gun that only he can use, and then there was a radio transmitter that, if I'm honest, Stephen, that radio transmitter was huge, wasn't it? Considering you could have one in a button these days, I thought that was massive. Stephen, thank you very much indeed. We're talking James Bond. I saw Skyfall at the weekend. I was really excited. I'd set aside the whole afternoon to watch Skyfall. At the end, I was thoroughly disappointed. I had more fun watching Blades of Glory this weekend, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, rubbish film, but it had me chuckling quite a lot. Skyfall, it's just a bit tedious, I thought. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you saw Skyfall, what do you think? It's the best James Bond film of all time. I beg to differ, sir. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Shall we have a look at the front pages? Yeah, why not? Why not? The Guardian. Sex assault claims are totally false, says Evans. This is Nigel Evans, to stand aside on a temporary basis as Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons as he fights completely false allegations he raped one man and sexually assaulted another. And that's on the front page of a lot of the papers. A lot of the papers also highlighting this mysterious mark on his forehead. He has a vertical gash on his forehead that's covered by makeup. Not quite sure what the significance of that is. UK to pay compensation for imperial rule crimes. Multi-million-pound payout to Kenyans could prompt new claims. There we go. The Independent, there's a picture of a man covered in mud. I don't know why. Here we go. New NHS helpline is putting people's lives at risk, say doctors. We were doing this last week. The new NHS 111 system is putting lives at risk because operators are making inappropriate decisions, GPs have warned in a damning report obtained by The Independent. The first official survey of doctors' experiences of the new advice number, which was rolled out across the country last month, reveals widespread concerns about clinical failings and terrible communication. There's a story in the Mail, actually, that I think we might be looking at in a bit more detail later on in the week, and it's about a gentleman, I think, from Aylesbury. Have I got that? Gentleman from Aylesbury, Mr. Jonathan Green, who died. A grieving widow has described how her terminally ill husband was failed by the new NHS 111 helpline in the last hours of his life. Kim Green was trying to get a nurse to administer pain relief to 53-year-old husband Jonathan, who was dying of prostate cancer. She said she was on the phone to a female call centre worker for nearly an hour, but the employee was apparently unable to summon any of the local district nurses as they were not answering their phone. Wowzers. The Times, a picture of some people in the sea. It was a nice day yesterday. Of course there'll be people in the sea. Why? Really? Front page of the Times? Surfers at Woolacombe, Devon enjoy the bank holiday sun as experts forecast temperatures nudging 21 degrees in some parts of Britain today. Tories to tell... unrelated story here, by the way. Tories tell Cameron to scrap gay marriage bill. The Tories are in a state of panic after UKIP and Nigel Farage, who refused to do any local radio interviews on Friday, despite him confirming that he'd be doing a local radio interview with me on Friday. Oh, suddenly he's Billy Big Boots. Oh, I can't do local radio now. Oh, I can't do local radio now. I'm doing the big boys. Doing the big boys. I'm going to be on Radio 4. Can't be bothered with the little thing. Doing the big boys. Doing the big boys and having a fag. Well, the Tories are in a state of panic. Name meltdown as they realise they have to change their ways. Tories tell Cameron... By the way, any of these things you want to talk about, you're more than welcome to. Give me a call. Tories tell Cameron to scrap gay marriage bill. Who is this gay marriage bill and what's he doing? David Cameron has been told by his own MPs to junk the gay marriage bill and cut overseas aid in an effort to halt the UKIP bandwagon. They've got a bandwagon now? Tory MPs warned the Prime Minister he must attend to the party's home base swiftly to prevent more core Conservatives deserting to Nigel Farage. Hey, shall we have a bet? Nadine Dorries, OK, she hasn't got her whip yet. She doesn't have the whip back. She's still an independent at the moment, right? What's the betting she joins UKIP? I have no inside information. What's the betting Nadine Dorries joins UKIP? What? 3 months? So where are we now? May, June, July. I reckon by the end of July, Nadine Dorries will be in UKIP. Nadine listens to this show regularly. Nadine, if you're listening and you want to give us a call, one way or the other, 08459 455 555. The longer she doesn't have her whip, the more chance there is of her being a very high-profile transition to UKIP. Surely? The government have got to give her whip pretty quickly, otherwise she's going to go, you would have thought. 08459 455 555. Daily Telegraph. Tory held for rape was quizzed by Chief Whip 4 years ago for his inappropriate sexual behaviour. Pay no tax, live abroad and get a UK pension. What? State benefit for foreigners costs £410 million a year. Taxpayers are funding state pensions for hundreds of thousands of people who live abroad and have never paid tax in their country, a minister has disclosed. Jog on. Go on, jog on. Steve Webb, the pensions minister, said that those receiving British pensions overseas include many foreign citizens who've never set foot in Britain at all. The pensions can be worth £3,500 a year for the entire length of a person's retirement and are costing taxpayers £410 million a year. Well, if this is true, I have a suggestion. Stop paying them! Stop paying them! If that's true, I mean, I don't want to be sensationalist, but stop paying them! And the night one was not amused. There's a picture of Helen Mirren dressed up as the Queen. I think that's on a couple of other... Is that on the front page of The Sun? Yeah. Helen Mirren stormed out of a theatre to tell a bunch of drummers to shut up. Daily Express. Wonder oil to end arthritis agony. It's nonsense, I'll tell you now. Long-lasting relief for sufferers, say experts. Scientists have created an oil for joints, hailed as a breakthrough for millions of arthritis sufferers. How many cures can there be for arthritis, Alzheimer's and cancer? Because according to the Express, there's a new one every other day. The Wonder treatment is said to work better than anything used currently to ease the crippling disease. The synthetic substance stops the destruction of joint and also appears to protect against further damage. The new discovery, the first synthetic fluid, mimics some of the natural chemicals in the body. Professor Grinstaff says, you put it between your fingers and it is slippery. You put it between your fingers and it is slippery. Once we made it, we wondered if we could use it as a turn to page 4. Lubricant, and where it will be useful. That is how we thought of using it as a potential treatment for osteoarthritis. Wow, but when is this going to be made available to us, and when will we have it? Never. The Daily Mail, family in speedboat carnage. Very sad story. Bank holiday crowd see father and daughter, 8 killed and 4 others injured as an out-of-control craft hurls them into the sea. Horrible story there. And The Sun... Do One. Mirren rages at street band in Queen costume. Actress Helen Mirren stormed out of a theatre and swore at noisy street drummers dressed as the Queen. Dame Helen, 67, told the band to shut the flip up after their racket disrupted her play The Audience in London's West End. Long shot, if you were there, 08459 455 555. Right. Let's get the weather with Kate Kinsella, shall we?
It's Hearts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. Well, much to everybody's surprise, today is a bank holiday and it's not going to be too bad at all. Sunny spells. We've got some cloud around which will come and go through the course of the day, but temperature-wise, we're above average. 22 Celsius, the expected maximum today. That's 72 degrees in Fahrenheit. Now, this cloud, once it gets warmer later on this afternoon, we could get a little bit of a shower, but it's fairly unlikely and you're going to be quite unlucky to catch one, but I have to say it. Overnight tonight, a pleasant end to the day, actually, with some evening sunshine and then largely cloud-free, very light overnight, the wind, which may mean 1 or 2 mist and fog patches developing tomorrow morning. Minimum temperature down to 7 Celsius, 45 degrees in Fahrenheit. Some places may actually be a touch warmer than that. A similar day tomorrow, very warm, in fact warmer than today, but the cloud is a bit thicker. 23 degrees the expected maximum tomorrow. That's 73 degrees in Fahrenheit. It's overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. We could see this band of rain move across us early hours really of Wednesday morning, and that's with us for much of Wednesday morning. It will feel colder with temperatures dropping down to around 15 or 16 Celsius, and that's really the pattern as we head through to the weekend, where we may start to see things settle down a little bit. That's your forecast.
Thank you very much, Kate. 08459 455 555. You can give us a call about, well, pretty much anything. We are asking. Skyfall, did you think it was a load of old guff as well? And what's under your bed? Helen Shapiro. Now, hearing Helen Shapiro made me think, I fancy listening a little bit later on to Que Sera Sera by Doris Day. We haven't got it on the computer. We haven't got Que Sera, Que Sera Sera, whatever will be, will be. But we haven't got it on the system, so we can't have it. We're asking this morning, what's under your bed? And we've sent out our top correspondent to get us a coffee and some burgers. While we're waiting for those, Justin Dealey's out and about. Justin?
Iain, thank you. Let's get some live reaction on the big phone in the big talking point of the day. What's under your bed? John, you are live across Beds, Hearts and Bucks here in Luton. Right. Tell me, very briefly, what is under your bed?
Under my bed, well, I've got a wife that does all spare things under her bed. She's got boxes full of shoes and spare this and spare that, and there's a spare put-me-up bed.
Let's get the record straight right now, John. Would you like your wife to get rid of all these shoes that she's never going to wear?
Oh, God, can you imagine me being brave enough to do that?
Is that a yes, then?
That is definitely a no.
Oh, it's a no, because you want dinner later on. And, sir, very briefly, got about 10 seconds with you. What's your name?
Alan.
What's under your bed, Alan?
Just a wire for one of those beds that goes up and down, and it doesn't work, so I wish he wasn't there, to be honest.
OK, thank you. So there you go, some shoes and a wire.
A bed that goes up and down? Yeah. I've not been one of those for years. I've got 2 kids. What does that mean?
Come back here, sir. Come back here, sir. Iain's got a question. Again, it's getting deep this morning. What does that mean exactly? Your bed going up and down? It sounds like something out of a Carry On film.
It's an orthopaedic bed, isn't it?
Right.
The front goes up.
No.
Or the back goes out to keep your feet up or something like that.
So it's just a wire?
Yeah, it's the plugs into the mains to make it go up and down.
Right. There you go. And John's going all right. There you go.
John has got the most amazing laugh as well. He sounds like Muttley or something. Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that. I won't do. No. Justin, thank you very much. We'll come back to you later on. The big question of the day, what is under your bed? Well, not everybody's going to be having their feet up today on a bank holiday Monday. Some people will be running in the second Milton Keynes Marathon. If you're one of them, do give us a call. 08459 455 555. Well, Professor John Brewer is Head of Sports Science at the University of Bedfordshire and a 15-time marathon runner. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, Iain.
Now, is this a good day? It's a lovely day for us, sitting out in the garden, maybe having a barbecue, a few drinks. Is it good weather for marathon runners?
In all honesty, probably not the best. It is one of the warmest days, I think likely to be one of the warmest days that we've had so far this year. Now, clearly it's not raining, and last year it rained very heavily for the MK Marathon. This year it will be a lot hotter, and most marathon runners don't like too much heat. Great for watching, great for spectating, but if you're running, you generate a lot of heat from the energy that you produce. You get rid of that, or you lose that heat by sweating, and sweating can cause dehydration. And if you become too dehydrated, then that can affect your performance. But fortunately, there's lots of fluid on course, so as long as the marathon runners are sensible, I think they'll all have a great day. I'd
imagine as well that most people, the people that have been training in the cold and wet weather, so this could be a slight shock.
Well, that's
to the
it.
system.
I did the London Marathon 2 weeks ago, and one of the comments that I heard frequently around the course was the fact that we trained in the snow and the rain and the mud this year for far longer than normal. Normally you can expect from sort of the middle of March onwards for it to start to warm up a little bit and get used to the hotter conditions, but this year we haven't had that. We haven't had that chance to acclimatise. So again, I think it's the case of the runners in the MK Marathon today using the fluid that's on course, not overdoing it, because if you drink too much fluid you can get a condition called hyponatremia, which is where the tissues are effectively flooded. So it's a case of being sensible, using the fluid, and perhaps setting a slightly slower goal if you're one of those people that doesn't like running too much in the heat.
What's the best thing to drink, John? Is it good old-fashioned water? Is it these fancy sports drinks? Is it a nice cup of tea? What would be the best kind of fluid?
Right, great question. I would certainly not recommend having the cup of tea on the course, but there's fluid on course, so there's 9 drink stations. Water will rehydrate you, but the other challenge that marathon runners face is a loss of energy as well as fluid. So the isotonic drinks, the sports drinks, which contain a little bit of energy as well as fluid, can help give you that extra carbohydrate, because unfortunately we only have enough energy to last about 18-19 miles using the carbohydrate that's stored in the body. So if you can supplement that, and there are gels gels on course as well, carbo gels. If you can supplement that with the gels and the sports drinks, not only will you stay hydrated, but you get that extra little bit of energy, that extra fuel in the tank that'll mean that you can get into to Stadium NK later on today and successfully completed the course. But of course the water is there as well, because that's all important, and that will replace probably up to 2 litres or more an hour that the runners will be sweating in the warmer conditions today.
Wow. I hate running, John. I hate it. I find it boring. How do you psych yourself up for it? Because I think one of the problems when I go running, on the few occasions I do, is my mind just wanders and I become painfully aware of every step I'm taking, and that makes it worse. What mind tricks can you play to make it a little easier?
Yeah, I think for many runners, you say the mind wanders. I think sometimes it's a great way of just sort of forgetting about all the stresses of work and hassle that you've got. But as well, I think if you're taking part in something like the MK Marathon and you're training for that, or the London Marathon as I was, what I think you have to do is focus on the great time that you'll have when you do the race. And I certainly had an absolutely fantastic day running around London a couple of weeks ago. I think if you do the training, you put in the hard work, then you get the rewards when you come and do the racing. But as well, it's a great way of getting out in the countryside as well, especially around the 3 counties. There's some great places to go and run and experience the countryside and get fit and healthy at the same time.
And is there, when you're running a marathon, is there a sense of camaraderie? Do you talk to the other runners, or is it a very lonely experience?
Most people will talk to the other runners and build off the crowds and so on. And certainly London and the bigger marathons, like the MK Marathon, the atmosphere between the crowds, the camaraderie between the crowds and the runners is huge. And I have to say, this year in London, it was perhaps even more special after the events in Boston, just less than a week before. So you do tend to focus on feeding off each other, but at the same time, it is an individual thing, and there are times in a race where you perhaps will focus inwards. If you're having a tough time, maybe 18, 19, 20 miles, forget about the high-fiving and the hand-clapping with everybody else. Focus on what you've got to do and really dig deep to get to the end of the course. So it's a combination of the two, really.
And final question, John. We're asking everyone this morning, so please don't feel thrown by it. What's under your bed?
There's an old sports bag, which I think might have some kit in it. I hope it's clean.
Oh, dear.
And a pair of football boots, I think, that don't fit anybody in our family that we're looking to find a good home for. So, and a fair bit of dust as well, I suspect.
Professor John Brewer, thank you very much indeed. If you're running the marathon today, do give us a call. Let's get the travel news now. Here's Justin Peterson.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks travel.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Copperhouse Road in Luton currently shut. There's been an incident between St Augustine Avenue and St Ethelbert Avenue. Roads closed both ways following an incident in the Biscuit area of Luton. So far, the major motorways are looking fine. A routes also looking good. Public transport running a either reduced service or no service whatsoever. One example is revised services on First Cab to Connect between King's Cross and Cambridge due to engineering works. Justin Peterson, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much indeed, Justin. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call this morning. Talking more about the peace rally that happened on Sunday. Were you there? Great idea. Always good to celebrate peace, but is it really going to have any effect whatsoever? 08459 455 555. Here's Serena Farrow with the news.
Getting beds, hearts and bucks talking.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. At 7 o'clock, the headlines. Rally passes off peacefully in Luton. New law for British people living abroad, and centre in Wolverton set to be knocked down.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hundreds of people gathered in Luton yesterday for a peace rally. It was called for following concerns from community leaders over a spate of violent deaths in the town. Tricia Loughlin is a concerned parent and member of the Non-Violence Alliance, which tries to prevent crime in the area.
For those that think that we haven't got a problem in our town, they really need to step out into the communities where it's going on. Speak to us. We'll give them reported crime incidents that are unreported to the police. Non-Violence will be able to give them that, weekly. If they think that we haven't got a problem in their town, they're really mistaken. We have.
Taking a look at other news, and police in Buckinghamshire are trying to find a man who raped a 12-year-old girl. She was walking alone when the man pulled her into a wooded area at a play park in Milton Keynes. The attack happened in March. It was only reported to police last Saturday. Now, the government's planning to stop people who live abroad from receiving a British state pension based solely on the employment record of their husband or wife. The measure will be part of an overhaul of the state pension set to be included in the Queen's speech on Wednesday. Locally, and people in Milton Keynes are being asked what they think about plans to knock down the Agora Centre in Wolverton. The shopping centre, built in 1979, would be replaced with a number of new shops and houses. The Conservative leader of the council, Andrew Geary, says the current building's well out of date.
It's not a particularly attractive building. It's not particularly aesthetically pleasing. It has in the past, and still to a point does continue to serve a functional purpose. But what we want to do is make sure that that functional purpose is continued and enhanced and is actually redesigned and reconstructed in a way that is appealing to the original concept of Wolverton.
Police are trying to find out why a speedboat went out of control off the Cornish coast yesterday, killing an 8-year-old girl and her father. A woman and 3 children from the same family are still in hospital. Some of their injuries are described as life-threatening or life-changing. Now, it's exactly 100 years since a Blériot monoplane took off near Houghton House at Ampthill in Bedfordshire. Today, the family of Albert Grimmer, who was making his maiden flight, are celebrating his achievements. Lee Agnew has more.
In 1913, Albert Grimmer ran one of the earliest car companies at King's Arms Yard in Ampthill. He also used his workshop to restore some of the first aircraft, including the Blériot and another early monoplane. After surviving a crash in the First World War, he gave one of the planes to Richard Shuttleworth for removing a stack of empty oil drums from his yard. Both planes became part of the Shuttleworth collection at Old Warden and are the oldest airworthy aircraft in the world.
Moving on to sport, and Chelsea have moved up to 3rd in the Premier League after a 1-0 victory over Manchester United at Old Trafford last night. And Liverpool and Everton fought out a goalless draw in the Merseyside derby at Anfield. So weather then, it's good news for most people. Sun's got his hat on today. Plenty of lovely, nice sunshine out there actually even now. Temperatures reaching 22 degrees Celsius. There's more news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties. BBC 3 Counties Radio, first for news.
I love how you act out the weather.
Thanks.
It's nice. It's not an insult. It's a lovely thing. Serena, we're asking everybody today, and I'm slightly hesitant to ask you, but I have to for the sake of inclusion.
Yeah.
What's under your bed?
Well, there are a few things that I can't really mention. But other than that, you know, you get the usual, don't you? Shoes and boots and stuff, and underwear. And underwear that you don't wear on a daily basis. Just comes out for special occasions. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, shall we?
I think we ought to. Wow. Well, there you go. I knew I was hesitant to ask it for a reason. That's right. Morning, this is Iain Lee, BBC 3 Counties Radio. Lots coming up in the show this morning. Slightly different show on a bank holiday. A little bit more music. Some slightly lighter topics. And also more of your phone calls as well, please. You can call in and talk about any of the stuff we're discussing this morning, or if there's something that you think we should be discussing this morning and we've missed off of the agenda, do give us a call. I'll give you the contact details in a bit. Some of the things we're talking about include the peace rally that took place in Luton yesterday after a number of gun and violent crimes in the town. A peace rally was called. Did you go? What was the atmosphere there like? And do you think these rallies and these marches, can they ever really have any effect? Surely the people that should be listening will be laughing. 08459 455 555. What's under your bed? I know, this came out. I can't remember how we stumbled upon this. It's a Kelly Bet special, I know that much. What's under your bed? 08459 455 555. And if you're running the Milton Keynes Marathon today, best of luck. You'll never catch me doing it. Why are you doing it? Give us a call and we'll get you on the air. Facebook.com/BBC3CR 81333. Start your text 3CR, or you can give me a call 08459 455 555.
BBC 3 Counties Radio.
People gathered in Luton Town yesterday for a peace rally. Community leaders called the rally after a spate of violent deaths in the town. There have been 12 gun-related incidents in the town this year and 3 fatalities since last September. Tricia Loughlin is a concerned parent and member of the Non-Violence Alliance, which tries to prevent crime in Luton. She told our reporter, Matt Lockwood, that victims of violence are going to them instead of the police.
All sorts of incidents of youngsters getting chased around the town, chased by a carload of people looking to rob them or harm them with weapons. These kind of incidents, most of these kids that are being chased are innocent kids. They're just out on the street, and these guys are just out one night, just going mad, just causing mayhem in the town, really. But I mean, it was last week. In one day we had 3 incidents where 3 young people were chased, and they're being chased for their mobile phone and 20 quid, or it's got to stop. It's got to stop. And I know the non-violence are doing pretty good work. They will get there, but we need to stand united with them and support them in what they're doing.
I mean, what role do the police have, the local authority? Because the peace rally has been held outside the town hall today. Are you trying to send a message to Luton Borough Council that you need to take a bit more responsibility?
Definitely. Luton Borough Council needs to stand up. Stop. For those that think that we haven't got a problem in our town, they really need to step out into the communities where it's going on. Speak to us. We'll give them reported crime incidents that are unreported to the police. Non-violence will be able to give them that, weekly. If they think that we haven't got a problem in their town, they're really mistaken. We have, and non-violence needs the support from the council, and we need support from the police. It is hard for the police. I'm not saying it's not. When you've got witnesses that won't come forward because they're too scared, or because really of a handful of boys in the town that are causing sort of problems, you need to come forward. There is protection. There is things out there for you. You need to come forward and step up. And
so if somebody wanted to come forward and report something, what protection is there?
If they come through non-violence, there is protection. We do security patrol. We do what we can for them. It's a hard thing to put someone in that position anyway. So it is hard for them. Some people they're too scared, they're vulnerable, they can't move anywhere. They've got to live around these people. So it's practically impossible for them to sort of come and make statements, But they can report crimes anonymously through Crime Stoppers or through Non-Violence Alliance. They can do it if they want the crime reported. We don't report crimes unless they want it reported.
But what makes you think criminals will listen to this today? Because they won't, will they? They'll carry on doing what they're doing, chasing people around the streets.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's hard to reach out and speak to them few that are doing what they're doing. But we can reach out to their parents, their aunties, their sisters. You can do something. You can come to non-violence. You can get support from them, which will help you deal with your child.
I mean, does it make you ashamed to live in Luton that we have this problem? It's not really doing the town any good, is it?
No, it's not. But it doesn't make me ashamed to live in Luton. I just think that we need to stand together to deal with it. We can't all run away. We need to fix the problem. There's no doubt about that.
You've got your group, Non-Violence Alliance. We've also got the African Strategic Partnership. We've got lots of different groups and bodies trying to do things, but is there a coordinated response to this?
Yeah, I think there is. I think the bodies have turned up that showing their support, that are offering things for the families and the children, and it's just to show them there is someone out here that will help you with your child, your brother, your nephew, and they need to come forward to non-violence and get support. If they can't deal with their child and their child is sort of out there, even if they're 25 years old, they're still your child. Take responsibility. Come and get support from the non-violence, and take the help they're offering.
Or later on, we'll hear from Bedfordshire's Police and Crime Commissioner Ollie Martins, who was at the rally. If you went at the weekend, could you give me a call? 08459 455 555. What were you hoping to achieve by being there? Was it to show solidarity? Was it to show you're not afraid or not ashamed of living in Luton, as Tricia said? Was it to try and effect a change? To reduce gun and knife crime? Listen, I'm a big supporter of marches and rallies and anything that can bring people together, and I'm always slightly dubious of how effective they are, though. Because you're preaching to the converted, aren't you? You're singing to the choir, because the people that are meant to hear that message, the people that message is aimed at, the kids that are going around shooting and stabbing and things, well, they'll be shooting and stabbing or playing Xbox or smoking drugs or laughing at you, won't they? They won't be there going, yeah, maybe we've got this all wrong. Maybe let's get rid of our guns, man. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you were there, what were you hoping to change? And if you weren't there, but you've heard about it this morning, do you think it will have any effect whatsoever? 08459 455 555. Well, I asked for it, and I got it. This is a song, dear listener. Enjoy.
When I was just a little girl, I mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera.
Now that is a fantastic song.
This is Joe Wiley from BBC Radio 2 in the gym with Tom.
I'm BBC Radio 6 Music's Steve Lamack in the garden with Tina.
Take BBC Radio with you whenever and wherever you go with BBC iPlayer Radio.
Victoria Derbyshire from BBC Radio 5 Live with Ravinda on the way to work.
You can listen on your computer, tablet and mobile or download the BBC iPlayer Radio app. To start your BBC iPlayer radio journey, go to bbc.co.uk/3 Counties Radio.
Go and do that, and then listen to us. Hey, guess what? There are other BBC radio stations, right? Yeah, we know that. Thanks, Joe Wiley. Thanks, Victoria Derbyshire. But listen to us. 08459 It always amazes me as well when we do it on the BBC, because we're the BBC, where they go, OK, let's play a trail. Coming up later on tonight, Doctor Who battles the Daleks on the television. Well, I haven't got a tea bag, Ollie. OK. What was that about? Why do we advertise TV on the radio? It's an odd thing to do, isn't it? Coming up later on tonight, Doctor Who has a fight with the Cybermen in space on television. Listen to us. Now, on to slightly more serious things. We've been hearing reports that Culverhouse Road in Luton is closed both ways due to a police incident. Well, our reporter, Justin Dealey, has been there this morning. Justin, what's it like there at the moment?
Well, at the moment, Ian, the road is cordoned off itself. Large police presence there, also a forensic unit. It's Culverhouse Road, as you say. It's about a 5-minute drive from the town centre. It's just off the New Bedford Road. The police won't really say anything. All they're saying to me this morning is there was an incident last night, and they're currently investigating. They can't tell me exactly what happened or when the road will reopen. I have been talking to one local resident. That happened a moment ago, and this is what he had to say. Well, so you come out of your house this morning here on Culverhouse Road. The street is cordoned off. We can see a motorbike laying on the road. We can see a taxi. We can see the police here as well. Bit of a shock for you, no doubt.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a shock. As I said, we never saw anything like this before. I know there have a few been chased. Youngsters been in a car and making a run and all that, police chasing and all that. Lately I've been hearing police sirens going quite a few times, helicopters and all that, but mainly on this street we don't have that much problem as such.
And the police aren't really saying anything, are they, to you?
Not really, no, because at the moment they're just keeping quiet, and you can't blame them, to be honest.
And have they said to you when you can actually drive up this road again? Because obviously your car needs to be outside your house. Have they given you any indication whatsoever?
No, nothing at all. I did ask this morning and he goes, no, when it happens, it happens. So he just said, at the moment you can't. They took my name and where I was living and that was it. So, yeah, at the moment they're not saying nothing.
be unfair to speculate as to exactly what's happened here, but can you just try and describe what the area is like? You've lived here for quite some time. You mentioned helicopters and sirens a few times, but on the whole, is it quite a good road to live in?
It is, yeah. It's a very good road. Yeah, the neighbours, people are pretty good and all that. They look after each other, so it's pretty much safe. We never had a problem, to be honest.
You're just hoping to get your life back to normal as quickly as possible today, aren't you?
Definitely, yeah, that's right.
So, Justin, the police are giving no clues as to what possibly happened?
No clues whatsoever. All they're saying to me again this morning is there was an incident last night. We heard reports of a helicopter circling in the area last night. All they're saying is, yes, there was an incident. Clearly there was, because the road is cordoned off, but they're not saying what happened. And as you heard there from that local resident, they're not also saying to people when they can drive down that road again. So all we can do is put calls into the police, and hopefully we'll find out later on when the road will reopen, but also exactly what happened there. Again, unfair to speculate at this moment in time. All we can really say is that the facts that the road is closed. Also, there is a taxi in the middle of that road with its hazard lights on, and there's also a motorbike which is lying on its side in the middle of the road. So those are the facts for the time being, but as I mentioned, Ian, as the day goes on, hopefully more information will come out.
Justin Daly, thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555. It's Them Birds and That Tambourine Man.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Take me for a trip upon your magic swirling ship. All my senses have been stripped, and my hands can't feel to grip, and my toes too numb to step. Wait only for my boot heels to be wandering. I'm ready to go anywhere. I'm ready for to fade onto my own parade. Cast your dancing spell my way. I promise to go under it. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you.
The Birds, Mr. Tambourine Man. 08459 455 555. Hazel's in Welling. Morning, Hazel.
Good morning, Ian.
You've called in to answer the big question of the day. What's under your bed?
Well, actually, I didn't. I called in to say thank you for playing Fats Waller's Ain't That a Shame. That's one of my all-time favourite records.
I don't think we did play that, did we?
Yeah.
Did we? Let me go back. Did we play?
Waller.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. No. Oh, we did play Fats Domino. Yes, we did. Sorry, Fats Domino. No. That was where the confusion lay. Yes, we did.
Fats Domino.
Fats Domino. Yes.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that record.
Hang on a minute. There were two singers called Fats, weren't there?
Yeah,
Fats Waller and Fats Domino.
Yeah.
That's odd, isn't it? It's a cracking song. We've had some good music today.
You are. The Birds and Helen Shapiro. Fantastic.
Hazel, we never do this. We don't do this because it's not this kind of show and I'm not that kind of guy. But if you could choose one song to be played this morning, what song would you like to be played?
Oh, Paul and Barry Ryan, Eloise.
Right, we're going to find it. We're going to find it. It's not got any swears in, has it, Hazel?
No.
Okay.
It's just a fantastic record.
We don't do requests, but we're gonna producer Kelly Bett, who's producing today.
Yeah.
Can you hunt that down?
Yes, we don't have it.
Oh, nuts! That's disappointing. The only time I've ever granted someone a request and we haven't got it.
Have they got Elvis Presley and Memories?
We'll have a little look. Oh, this is not going as well as I was hoping it would, Hazel. This has turned into an awkward, we can't satisfy you kind of thing.
No.
No, it's... Oh, dear. Have we got any records in there, Kelly Betts?
We've got Elvis Presley, The Wonder of You, and Hound Dog.
Oh, it's not. You're not tickling Hazel's fancy there.
Anything else?
Your fancy's not... Right, Hazel, the next song you say we're going to have, definitely.
Oh, my God,
Right.
I can't think of anything now.
Oh, they're the only songs you know.
Beatles, Hey Jude.
Yes!
We have that one.
I know we have that one. We're going to play that one for you a bit later on, Hazel. But now you're on... By the way, Kelly Betts?
Yes.
You're fired.
Thank you.
By the way, Hazel, what is under your bed?
Well, I've got drawers.
Oh, your knickers?
Not knickers, no.
Oh, actual drawers.
They're full of bedding and stuff, and I imagine that there's dust under there because the bed's so heavy I can't move it very often.
Beds are heavy. Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Lighter beds. And Hazel, final question. I do need to ask this. I've got a woolen scarf, and it's my favourite scarf. I love it. It's looking very tatty and filthy. Can I wash a woolen scarf?
You can wash anything you like. What it turns out like is... I don't know.
That's what I'm... Hazel, that's what I want to know. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, you can wash it, yeah.
Right.
Well, wash it in not hot water.
Yeah, cold water.
Well, warm water.
Warm water, yeah, and see what happens.
Yeah.
And if it comes out, if the woolen scarf is ruined, then I'll pop over to Welling and we'll have a chat.
Okay.
Hazel, lovely to speak to you. We'll play Hey Jude for you later on. We never do requests. It ain't that kind of show. But for Hazel, we will.
Call 08459 455 555.
08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now, very sad story that was on a lot of the front pages this morning. Police in Cornwall trying to establish the cause of a speedboat accident yesterday in which a man and his 8-year-old daughter were killed. The pair were among 6 people thrown from the boat in the the Camel estuary off Padstow. The other 4 are being treated in hospital. They're thought to have been hit by the boat while it was out of control. A rescue worker has been praised for leaping onto the craft from another vessel. Joining us now is our reporter Simon Thompson. Simon, what happened?
Well, of course, it was unusually a sunny weekend yesterday, bank holiday weekend, and that meant a lot of people were out and about on Padstow Harbour on the north coast of Cornwall yesterday afternoon, and the water was said to be pretty calm. At about 10 to 4 yesterday, Falmouth Coast Guard received a number of reports from members of the public reporting people in the water and a speedboat being out of control. Sadly, the 51-year-old man and his 8-year-old daughter who died in this incident were among 6 people in all thrown from the boat near Padstow. They're thought to have been hit by the family-owned boat, as I say, while it was out of control in the water. 4 other family members are being treated for serious injuries in hospital. They include a 39-year-old woman, a 4-year-old boy, and 2 girls aged 10 and 12, all who suffered leg injuries, and they are said to be life-threatening as well as life-changing.
What did eyewitnesses report seeing, Simon?
Well, they report seeing the boat out of control for some time and striking perhaps other craft in the water as well. Simon Lewins, who was walking his dog on the shoreline, said he watched as a big, powerful boat going a bit too fast suddenly turned right, depositing people into the water. It kept going off in ever-decreasing circles, he says. The screams coming from people in the water were pretty bad. Now, he says one of the Coast Guards then jumped in and managed to stop the boat and take it away for investigation. The emergency operation involved 2 lifeboats in all, the Coast Guard and 2 search and rescue helicopters, one of which actually landed on the beach to assist emergency crews and ambulances on the ground.
And police investigation has been launched, hasn't it?
It has been launched, and what the police want to do here is establish exactly the cause of this incident, why the people ended up in the water and why the boat was out of control. Superintendent Jim Cowell from Devon and Cornwall Police says eyewitnesses will be key, and they've already started providing some information about what was happening at the time of the incident. He says a mechanical examination of the boat with the involvement of the Marine Action Investigation Branch will also take place, just to make sure there are no factors to do with the vessel itself which may perhaps have caused the incident.
Simon Thompson, thank you very much indeed.
Across beds, hearts and bucks, this is Iain Lee on BBC Three Counties Radio.
So the front page of The Sun, which apparently I've just Googled it, it's a newspaper. Who would have thunk it? Do one. Mirren rages at street band in Queen costume. Actress Helen Mirren stormed out of a theatre and swore at noisy street drummers. Is there anything more annoying than noisy street drummers? Just that phrase fills me with anger and hatred. Hey guys, let's do some drumming in the street. It's going to be noisy. Jeez. Dressed as the Queen. She was dressed as the Queen. Dame Helen, 67, told the band to shut the flip up after their racket disrupted her play, The Audience in London's West End. Full story, page 5. This is the front page, by the way. Bearing in mind, the Express have got a wonder oil that's going to end arthritis agony. The Sun have gone with this. OK, so let's go to page 5. Let's see exactly what happened. She said people had paid a lot of flipping money to see her show and that we were flipping ruining it. Hardly what you'd expect from the Queen. It's not the real Queen. It's Helen Mirren. It's kind of what you'd expect from a potty-mouthed old woman. Potty-mouthed old theatrical Pop-Tart. No nonsense Helen Mirren launched an amazing 4-letter rant at a street band which had drowned out part of her West End play. The Oscar-winning dame stormed from a theatre dressed as the Queen to tell the 25 drummers. 25 drummers! Banging away outside, they were flipping... I nearly said it then. They were flipping ruining the show. Astonished onlookers saw the 67-year-old star try to grab the conductor's arm. Why would you need to conduct drummers? You just go, right, lads, 1, 2, 3, hit it! That's it, you don't need a conductor for drums. And heard her yell at the band to shut the flip up. Then the actress, who plays the monarch in hit play The Audience, went into a tirade on behalf of the theatre-going paying public, who later gave her a standing ovation. It was strange to see this little woman in tiara and pearls shouting like that. It's not the behaviour you'd expect from the Queen. The showdown came after drummers promoting a gay music festival paraded through Soho and halted outside the Gielgud Theatre in Winnet Street. Winnet? Is a street named after those? The drumming rose in crescendo for around 8 minutes and drowned out part of the first half of the play. At the interval, still wearing her royal get-up, Essex-raised Helen threw open the theatre doors and went outside to confront the band in front of stunned bystanders. Oh, here we go. There's a local element here. Let's get hold of this guy, Ben Scotchbrook, 43, of Amersham in Buckinghamshire. Said she laughed as she said she told them not too politely to go away. She got a standing ovation at the end. The drummers were highlighting the As One in the Park festival, headlined by singers Rita Ora and Katie B. Who on earth's Katie B? Is that a singer? Let's go to the teenage correspondent here, Kelly Betts.
Yes.
Who's Kelly B?
Katie B.
Who's Katie B?
She's a singer.
And what does she sing?
She sings stuff.
Excellent, there we go. I hope that's filled in any blanks for you there. Right, 7:29, here's the travel news. Let's find out what's happening on the roads with Justin.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks travel.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
So far, if you're going towards the motorways, they're running fine, actually. The M1, M25 all looking good. A1M, similar story there. Culverhouse Road in Luton currently shut due to police incidents on Augustine Avenue through to St Ethelbert Avenue, and public transport running a revised service because it's a bank holiday. Justin Peterson, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Justin, thank you very much indeed. Coming up to 7:30, don't forget you can give us a call with what's under your bed. And also, Barry from Watford's going to be on in the next few minutes. If you want to talk to him, I've got nothing to say to him. 08459 455 555. But before that, here's the news and sport with Serena Farrow.
Getting beds, hearts and bugs talking.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. Hundreds of people gathered in Luton yesterday for a peace rally which happened without incident. It was called for by community leaders who've been concerned by a spate of violent deaths in the town recently. Elsewhere, police in Buckinghamshire are trying to find a man who raped a 12-year-old girl. The attack actually happened in Milton Keynes back in March, but it was only reported to police last Saturday. The government's planning to stop people who live abroad from receiving a British state pension based solely on the employment record of their husband and wife. And as we heard in the travel news, Culverhouse Road in Luton's closed in both directions after a police incident in the area. More details on this story as we get them. That's the news. Now let's turn to all the morning sport.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks Sport.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
With Serena Farrow, complete with orange skin, peroxide hair and dodgy tennis tops for all of your sporting needs.
Just like to point out my tennis tops are actually superb. They're sublime. Anyway, Chelsea have moved up to third in the Premier League after a 1-0 victory over Manchester United at Old Trafford. Elsewhere, Liverpool and Everton fought out a goalless draw in the Merseyside derby at Anfield. Turning to League One, and it's the second leg of the playoff semis. Sheffield United take a 1-0 lead to Yeovil. That's while Brentford host Swindon at 4:30 with the tie all square. League Two, then, their playoff final details. Northampton Town won 1-0 at Cheltenham yesterday, and Bradford beat Burton 3-1. Hemel Hempstead play their Southern Premier playoff final at home to Gosport. A win for the Tudors would earn them promotion, most likely to Conference South. Hemel boss Dean Brennan says the mood in the camp's a good one.
Yeah, we're very excited. It's amazing, really. I know we've been in the top two for 24 weeks of the 27th season. We looked at the Bideford game, which was the last game of the season, as basically a quarter-final. And then obviously a semi-final. We played Chesham away, so hopefully we get the breaks come Bank Holiday Monday.
Biggleswade Town go to rugby in the Southern League Division 1 Central Playoff Final this afternoon. Let's move on to rugby, and Saracens will play Northampton Saints in the Premiership Playoff semis. Sarries beat Bath at 23-14 at Allianz Park to finish top of the table. Saracens Director of Rugby, Mark McCall's expecting Northampton to be a tough opposition.
No, they're a very balanced team. If you look at the pack that they picked today against Harlequins, they've got a really good spine to their team. They've got English internationals throughout their pack. So it's going to be a really, really tough challenge.
And let's not forget snooker. Ronnie O'Sullivan has a 10-7 lead going into the last day of the World Snooker Championship final. He's up against Barry Hawkins. BBC Three Counties Radio will bring you more at 8.
Across beds, hearts and bucks, this is Iain Lee on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Serena. You can change that jingle, by the way, if you have the technological know-how. Lots coming up, including What's Under Your Bed, Barry from Watford, and we'll be speaking to some of the presenters this morning and finding out what they're doing on their day off. And Kelly Betts, I've just had a thumbs up from the big man himself, who I texted earlier on, so that's exciting news, the big man. Now, halfway through the World Snooker Final at the Crucible in Sheffield between Ronnie O'Sullivan and Barry Hawkins. I love a bit of snooker. Hate sports. Love a bit of snooker, though. So far, it's not been the walkover many had predicted, with Hawkins making the defending champion Ronnie O'Sullivan sweat for the first time in the tournament. The four-time world champion is also threatening to retire again after the tournament, saying he only returned from a near year-long break because he needed money to pay school fees. Well, our reporter Jamie Broughton, who's been at the Crucible for the whole competition, joins us now. Morning, Jamie.
Morning to you.
What's happened in the final so far?
Well, it's been a really interesting final. I think it's probably been the best finals maybe since 2005 when Sean Murphy came from nowhere as a qualifier to win it. And, he's gone toe-to-toe as Barry Hawkins. Most people, including Stephen Hendry, saying he's got no chance of winning. O'Sullivan, you might as well just hand him the fifth world crown now. But Hawkins has stayed with him. He led at one point. He's knocked in a big 133 break. O'Sullivan, of course, for his part, has also knocked in 4 centuries and quite a few 70s and 90s, which is not too shabby in itself. But, it's been great entertainment. And he's stayed with him. I suppose the only concern for Barry Hawkins is the fact that, he's played his A game and he's still 3 frames behind.
Is this going to be the last time you think we'll see O'Sullivan at the Crucible? He said he's not enjoying it and that he may kind of quit again.
Well, it's very difficult to know. It was only a few weeks ago before this tournament started. I was sat at a press conference in London speaking to him, and he was saying how he was looking forward to winning a world title when he was in his 40s. And, of course, he's got a few years to hit the big 4-0. But nobody knows. I mean, he's such a complex character. While we've been here, he's been suggesting, as you said there in your introduction, that obviously, he's come back to pay school fees. I think, there are issues away from the table he's trying to deal with. I think we'll probably get a better idea of what some of those are when he brings his autobiography out in October, which will be a fascinating read. But he's a complex character, but whatever the situation is, I mean, I think if he wins the world title again, which I think he's favourite to do tonight, of course he'll be the top seed and he'll get in automatically, so it doesn't matter whether he qualifies. I think we will see him back. And, at the moment, he's saying that he's only going to play in 10 events because he's got a sponsorship deal with a vodka company and he's agreed 10 events to be on the TV and give them their money's worth. But, of course, if he wins this, as I say, he can easily just come back and probably cut through the field again, as he has done here.
Interesting. He has a book coming out. I wonder why he's making slightly outrageous statements there. How does it work in the snooker, Jamie? Is he allowed to pick and choose which events he plays in? I suppose he's such a big star that he probably can.
Well, he has to sign a player's contract, and if you sign a player's contract, there are certain contractual obligations, which he seemed to be suggesting earlier on in the tournament that, he was badly advised that, if you sign this contract that you have to play in all these events. You don't actually have to play in the events. If you say you are going to play an event and then you pull out, you get fined. But this season, for example, he, having been the world champion, he's the world number one, so he's pretty much in for every event. So he can just turn up at the UK, he's playing at the Masters, which is an invitation if he wanted to, and he can turn up here as well. It's changing slightly with a flat draw, so players for most of the tournaments next year are going to have to play a couple of rounds to get into the sort of main last 16 draw. But he can pretty much do what he wants, and, he has to pick and choose. But I think the big question mark now is he being disrespectful to snooker by constantly saying that he's going to retire? And that's something that Steve Davis has said in recent days.
Finally, Jamie, he's going to win today, isn't he?
Well, hand on heart, I think he is. But you have to say Barry Hawkins has played really well. He hasn't wilted, and given the magnitude of what he's achieved in just getting to the final, the fact he's been able to deal with the pressure and the hoopla and the media, he's not out of this, and it's been a great final so far, and I just hope that it continues in the same vein, and, it's a pretty close run thing come 7 o'clock tonight when we're all tuning into, well, you are, I'm here, luckily, but when everybody's tuning into their TVs to see the, the climax of what has been a really good final so far.
Jamie, thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555. Barry from Watford coming up after the Loving Spoonful.
Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty. Bend down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half dead, walking on the sidewalk harder than a match head. But at night it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on and dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity the days can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer, in the city. Cool town, meeting in the city, dressed so fine and looking so pretty. Cool cat, looking for a kitty, gonna look in every corner of the city. Till I'm wheezing like a bus stop, running up the stairs, gonna meet you on the rooftop. But at night it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on and dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity the days can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer, in the city. Been down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half dead, walking on the sidewalk harder than a match head. But now it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on and dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity the days can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, summer, in the city.
Loving Spoonful, Summer in the City. This is Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. 08459 455 555. Talking about the peace rally in Luton. Were you there? Did you go? Do these things have any effect? Also, what's under your bed? Skyfall, it's a load of old guff. And can I wash my woolen scarf? We're joined now by Barry in Watford. Good morning, Barry.
Hello, Iain.
Oh, you sound a bit rough. Are you okay?
Well, very kind of you. I got up early to save your show because it clearly had no callers, and I might sound a bit rough. I wanted to lie in.
Yes. Well, it's good. Old people don't sleep as much as younger people, do they?
No, we don't. No, I'm always up very, very early. I have a nice cup of tea. Take the dog out,
Did you do anything last night? Did you go out on a big bender, or...?
I didn't go on a bender last night. I stayed in. I watched a programme about... Can I say virgins? About virgins on the telly, which did have me and Margaret laughing. and then went to bed early because I knew I had to be up, you know, to speak to you, sort of thing, really, you know.
Well, Barry, we've got a few topics on the stove, so I'll throw them at you. First one, Barry, what's under your bed?
Well, do you know what I've done? I've come to the bedroom, Margaret's downstairs whipping up an omelette, so if I reach under the bed, let's have a look what we got here. Well, what we do, Ian, we keep all little knickknacks, memorabilia of nice times we've had out. Old bus tickets there. What's that in there? There's a box of chocolates that I bought Margaret, and there's an old candy floss stick from Pinner Fair that, if you smell that's a lovely, it brings back lovely memories.
You keep a candy floss stick under the bed?
Well, it reminds us of things, smells very...
What does it remind you of? Candy floss?
If I have a whiff of that, I'd say there's been a Frankfurter in that. It's one of them polystyrene boxes we had a takeaway. Remember when my son come over, and that's a happy memory. That is...
Are you not worried about rats?
Probably. But, you know, and it's probably a fire risk. But if I have a whiff of that... That's a wimpy king size we've had in that. But it does evoke such lovely memories. There's a... Now that... I don't know whether that's a Donna or a Sheesh. Hold on, let me have a... That was a wonderful... We went to Chessington, and on the way back, I think we had a Donna. And it just evokes such lovely memories of a lovely time. That can go out. That's just a bit of old bacon there. But, you know, it does remind us of happy, happy days, you see. And I've got some poetry I've written to her under here.
Oh, can we hear some of your poetry to your wife?
What's this one? This is called... Oh, it's lovely. This is called The Rainbow.
Okay, and is it suitable for...
It's romantic.
Okay, so now, just to clarify, romance doesn't mean sex.
I know that.
Okay, good lad.
This is called The Rainbow. This is lovely. I don't know when I penned this, but I was very good with... up above the streets and houses, a rainbow climbing high. Oh, what fun to see it climbing over the sky. And then I've just fill the whole world with a rainbow. You know, it's just... I've always had a way with words like that.
So
you know?
lots of memories under the bed.
Lots of memories.
That's nice.
I've got lots of memories, but where I kept the other stuff, I don't know. That has slipped my mind. But, you know, it keeps the marriage fresh, apart from the old burger bits under the bed, but it keeps it alive. It reminds us of some happy times.
Well, Barry, I'm going to interrupt you because
I'm
going to interrupt you now,
sorry.
so that was going on a bit. So you said that we've not had any calls to the show this morning.
Well, that's my conjecture.
Say hello to Dennis in Dunstable.
Good morning.
Hello, Ben.
How are you?
Not so dusty, are you, Dennis?
I'm very fine. You sound to me as though you sound like one of my sons, actually.
Well, sons? How old are you, Dennis?
Well, I'm getting on a little bit, you see.
Well, how old are you now?
88.
Well, you know what? You've got a very youthful voice, Dennis.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the outside bit that's rubbish. The inside bit, I'm fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Well, tuck yourself in, and we'll hopefully get... What are you doing today, Dan?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Sitting and playing with the computer.
Oh, you know, it's so difficult, that, isn't it, the computer? I've had a lot of trouble with my modem.
Have you? Well,
yeah.
I can spell computer. I am computer literate. I can spell computer.
I'm not sure I can spell literate, mate. Well, you want to get out in the fresh air, Dennis.
I know, yes. I'm waiting to speak to Mr. Lee, actually.
Oh, well, that's charming. I thought we were getting on quite...
We are.
Nicely, but if you want me to...
well, it's up to him now. He decides, you see.
No, is that your way of ushering Iain in?
Have a nice...
Oh, that's me finished, is it?
No, I don't know, but I'm saying, looking outside, the sunshine is delightful. And go outside, have a sunbathe.
Yeah, is this you saying go away now, Dennis?
No, I'm just answering. I'm going to say to you, have a very nice day.
Oh.
I'm going to have a very nice day. I'm got to look under my bed yet.
Well, Dennis, it's taken me about 4 hours to actually get down onto my knees to look under. Then I've had to have someone round from the council to lift up the eider down. But
Dennis, what's under?
Hello.
Sorry. What? Yeah, Dennis, what's under your bed?
Dust.
Well, you want to spend less time on the computer.
No, it's not that. The sides of the bed come right down to the ground, so I can't get anything underneath it.
You could slip a magazine under there.
The point is, Ian, that the room is so small I couldn't move the bed over far enough so I could see every bit from underneath. Well, there may be all sorts of things.
You're not in Bovingdon Prison, are you?
No. I have one of my old things to put into the computer was given to me by my company, and the word was criminal. And I've worried about that ever since.
Oh, I see.
One of my very old passwords was criminal. So perhaps I should be in Birmingham, I don't.
Now, but Dennis, I have to issue... You have a yellow card, Dennis, because last time you came on the radio...
I know.
What did he do?
He said a very rude word that begins with W.
Yes. I can't say how sorry I am that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it was my old naval training came out there.
Yes.
But
what sort of training is that? I despair of our armed forces. That's what they're trained in. Never mind seamanship or hoisting the flag or using rude words.
No, there are certain words which came into general use when I was in the Navy, and unfortunately I learned to speak Navy speak. But now I speak computer speak, and Iain was quite right to pull me up. He slapped me on the wrist, but he apologised for me, but I'm quite happy to apologise for myself, Iain.
And if I ever, let a Rudy slip, I'd like to apologise.
Well, that's good. What's wrong with that?
It's lazy, isn't it?
Well, gentlemen, I have to interrupt because we've got Kate Kinsella coming up with the weather.
Oh.
Yes.
So, would you like to say goodbye to each other and goodbye to the listeners?
Yes, I'd like to say goodbye to this gentleman.
You go first. Go on, you go first.
And to you, Lee, I'm sorry that I agree with you totally about the film.
Lee.
In this case.
Who's Lee?
Lee, I would like to say to you too that I wouldn't call you any of those things, a W or any of those nasty words, but I'll call you by your proper name, which is Iain. Bye-bye, Dennis.
Bye-bye, Lee. Bye-bye, sir. And bye-bye, Iain.
Bye-bye, Barry, Ian and Lee and Dennis. Bye-bye, all. Have a lovely bank holiday. Night-night.
Goodbye, Iain.
Let's get the weather now with Kate.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Well, despite it being a bank holiday Monday, it is set to be rather lovely outside. We have got a bit of cloud around, which will come and go through the day, but temperature is the thing we're looking at, and we could see a maximum of 22 Celsius later. That's 72 degrees in Fahrenheit. Now, as we head through to this evening, some late evening sunshine to enjoy, and then overnight dry and clear. So the wind falls light as well, and that could lead to one or two mist and fog patches. Minimum temperature 7 Celsius, 45 degrees in Fahrenheit. So not too bad at all. Reasonable day tomorrow as well. In fact, similar to today, we have got a bit of cloud around, which could thicken in the afternoon. Likely, or for some of us, it could produce the odd shower, but it is unlikely for most of us. However, the temperature tomorrow is going to be warmer than today. We're looking at a maximum of 23 Celsius. That's 73 degrees in Fahrenheit. So temperatures raising just a little bit above average for the time of year. That's your forecast.
Thank you very much.
You go your way, and I'll go mine. But in the meantime, when we're together, touching each other, and our bodies do what we feel. softly playing. Move closer. Move your body real close until we feel like we're really making love. Move your body real close until we feel like we're really making love. So when I say sugar and I whisper I love you, well, I know you're gonna answer in the sweetest words, saying, my pretty lady, I love you too. Well, there's much room for passion. Ooh, no, there's no room for fear. When the love flows smoothly between us, baby, my dear, move closer. Move your body real close until we feel like we're really making love. Move closer. Move your body real close until we feel like we're really making love.
Morning, this is Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. A sexy song, in case you're feeling sexy on a bank holiday. I never feel sexy on a bank holiday. It's the most unsexy of all days. Now, slightly different show this morning in terms of we are touching some of the heavier stories, but also some slightly lighter stuff. And it's a different day on BBC Three Counties Radio. A lot of the prime staff, the voices you may have heard on the radio, well, they're bunking off. They're having a day off. So we thought it would be nice to irritate them and call them nice and early on their day off and find out what on earth they're up to. Well, one of our leading reporters here at BBC Three Counties Radio is Tony Fisher. Tony Fisher isn't in today, but he's on the phone. Good morning, Mr. Fisher.
Morning, Mr. Lee.
You sound a little bit grumpy. We haven't got you up or anything, have we?
No, I've been up for ages, actually. It's such a lovely day. I've been up since about 6:30 or something. Sun pouring in through the windows, mate. You've got to make the most of it.
You have got to make the most of it. We're not here forever.
Sorry?
We're not... I said we're not here forever, Tony.
Oh, no, we're not here forever, no.
Tony, what are you... It's a bank holiday. It's a lovely day. What is Tony Fisher going to be doing on his day off?
Tony Fisher? Well...
That's you.
Is that me?
Yes.
Is it me?
Have you been drinking already?
Okay. We're talking about me? What am I doing?
Yes.
Right. There are a couple of bikes in the garden.
Right.
That will give you a clue.
You're going to clean bikes?
Well, actually, there is a bit of a mess on both sets of bikes on the wheels, which is why I left them out in the garden. So probably a level of detail you don't want to know, is it?
Oh, it's we're getting a picture of the man behind the legend. So you and your I don't know, your missus, your kids, are you going to go out for a cycle ride?
It's a small pink bicycle.
Oh. So just you going out for a ride then?
Yes, in my shorts.
Oh dear. Well, that'll be fun.
Yes, there will be fun. I've designed a route, but I got castigated yesterday for not bringing any refreshments.
You see.
I had to cheekily stop off in a pub and ask for a glass of water.
With your little child?
Yes, with my daughter, Alice. She's 9.
9, fantastic.
Otherwise, we weren't going to make it back home. Do you know what I mean?
I know. Listen, I know exactly what you mean. Having young children myself, yes. I know that you have to keep feeding and watering them.
It's ridiculous, really. Jeez. Honestly, I thought we'd only gone to the next village.
So you can have a lovely day cycling with your 9-year-old daughter, and then what have you got planned for this evening? Anything nice, romantic?
This evening, Ian. No, this evening's a washout. This evening we'll be ironing or something ridiculous like that. Don't talk about this evening.
Oh, sorry about that.
But I have to say, on Saturday, played golf, very good, 36 holes, which to you means going round twice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah?
Yes,
okay,
I was scratching my head slightly. Yes, okay.
And bit of drinking in the middle, bit of drinking at the end.
So I have to say that for those listening who will know, I know nothing about sports. I'm constantly mispronouncing sports personalities and venues and teams.
You're all right with Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Oh, well, I've met Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's a nice lad.
Have you? Yeah. I do wish he wouldn't keep going on about retiring, though.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit boring.
It is, but I didn't realise he had a book coming out. I wonder if that's connected. But after every show, I pop upstairs and Tony will say something like, how are you getting on with Rory McIlroy? And you will castigate me for mispronouncing sports people.
Yeah, it was McIlroy, I think, for a while with you, wasn't it?
He's missing a vowel. He needs another vowel in there, the idiot. For goodness sakes.
Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy. Tony, last question.
Yeah.
What's under your bed?
Dust. Air. Is that the answer you wanted?
If it's the truth, it's the answer I need. Tony, lovely to talk to you. Have a lovely day with your little girl, and we'll speak to you in the week.
Right, OK.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta. Tony Fisher there, one of our top reporters. We've been asking what's under your bed, and we've sent out Justin Dealey out and about to find out. Justin.
I think you mean our greatest reporter there, Ian. Talking about myself, clearly.
Well,
poor intro.
Well, we've just had the fish on, so it's
with his pink bike, yes.
With his pink bike. Well, Justin, listen, you have been out and about, and we're gonna listen to what the public have been saying a little bit later on, just after the news, if that's okay.
Okay.
But when you're approaching people in the street and asking what's under your bed, what kind of reaction have you been getting?
Well, from the ladies, they're smiling. Plenty of offers there. And
sorry?
Yeah, and from the men, it's one of confusion, really, to be quite honest with you.
Well. Yeah. Is this, do you think, one of your the best things we've sent you out to deal with?
Yes, I was going to say, actually, do you know what? I'm going to come in more often on these bank holidays because these sort of questions, you are going to hear them nowhere else.
Yeah.
Normally, it's the serious questions during the week on a bank holiday, going out there. What's under your bed? Ian, it floats my boat.
It certainly does. Although when we raised it on Friday as a possibility, you kind of shrugged your shoulders and laughed. Well, if you want it, I'll do it. But
I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I've been inundated with people. I've stopped at Toddington. People are coming up to the radio car. They want to tell me what is under their bed. It's incredible.
Well, JD, we're going to listen to what people have been telling you a little bit later on, and we'll speak to you on the other side of the news. That's Justin Dealey there. You can take part. The fun never stops. Doesn't always start as well. Here's the travel with Justin.
Beds, hearts and bucks travel.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
So far as you make your way around Three Counties, looking good from the motorways and also the A routes. Culverhouse Road in Luton shut due to an incident between St Augustine Avenue and St Ethelbert Avenue. Also, do take note, Milton Keynes, the marathon is going to be starting at 10 o'clock. I suspect they're going to be starting putting closures in place about now. The first 8 miles of the marathon takes place on closed roads in the centre of Milton Keynes, with the 18 miles rest of them on red ways. Do take note that could cause some disruption and place extra pressure if you're going towards Milton Keynes this morning. Justin Peterson, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Justin, thank you very much indeed. If you do want to take part in the What's Under Your Bed fiasco, no, not fiasco, phone in 08459 455 555. You can also go and have your say on the Facebook page, facebook.com/BBC 3CR. Coming up in the next hour, we'll be finding out more about what the presenters are doing on their day off, including having a cheeky word with JVS, and also the peace rally in Luton. Did you go? Do things like that ever work? Here's the news now with Serena.
Getting beds, hearts and bucks talking.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning, it's 8 o'clock. The headlines. Police incident in Luton forces road closure. New rules for British people living abroad. And Milton Keynes Centre set to be demolished.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Culverhouse Road in Luton's closed in both directions after a police incident there. More details on this story as we get them, but police at the moment won't confirm what's happened. Well, one local resident woke up earlier this morning to find out that he now can't get his car out of the road.
We never saw anything like this before. I know there were a few youngsters been in a car and, sort of making a run and all that, police chasing and all that. Lately I've been hearing police sirens going quite a few times, helicopters and all that. Mainly on this street, we don't have that much problem.
In other news, and in Buckinghamshire, police there are trying to find a man who raped a 12-year-old girl. She was walking alone when the man pulled her into a wooded area at a play park in Milton Keynes. The attack happened back in March, but was only reported to police last Saturday. As we've been hearing, hundreds of people gathered in Luton yesterday for a peace rally. It was called for following concerns from community leaders over a spate of violent deaths in the town recently. Tricia Laughlin's a concerned parent and member of the Non-Violence Alliance, which tries to prevent crime.
For those that think that we haven't got a problem in our town, they really need to step out into the communities where it's going on. Speak to us. We'll give them reported crime incidents that are unreported to the police. Non-Violence will be able to give them that, weekly. If they think that we haven't got a problem in their town, they're really mistaken. We have.
The government's changing the rules on pensions to stop people who've never paid national insurance in the UK from receiving payments. Ministers say 200,000 people living abroad get a pension solely on their spouse's British work record. That right will be removed from 2016 as part of an overhaul of the pension system. Here, and people in Milton Keynes are being asked what they think about plans to knock down the Agora Centre in Wolverton. It was built in 1979 and would be replaced with a number of shops and houses. The Conservative leader of the council, Andrew Geary, says they'll seriously listen to what people say.
This is very much a consultation document that says, look, here's what we've come up with, guided by our current planning policies and whatever, but it's now up to you to comment and help shape this, because what we want to shape is something that the community wants.
And police are appealing for help to find a teenager who's missing from a home at Grove but couldn't be in the Luton area. 15-year-old Nancy Males was last seen by her father, who dropped her off in Leighton Buzzard on Saturday morning when she said she was meeting a friend but didn't return home. Turning to sport now, and Chelsea have moved up to third in the Premier League after a 1-0 victory over Manchester United at Old Trafford yesterday. Liverpool and Everton also fought out a goalless draw. That was in the Merseyside derby at Anfield. So let's have a look at the weather, and yes, that little old sun is going to be out for the rest of the day. Small chance of a little shower though, but we won't mention that. Temperatures reaching 22 degrees Celsius. There's more news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties. BBC Three Counties Radio, first for news.
Hey, Serena.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thanks.
Morning, this is Iain Lee. Bank holiday Monday, lovely weather. There's a marathon happening in Milton Keynes. Are you running in it? We'll be talking about that a bit later on. If you are taking part, do give us a call, 08459 455 555. We had a call from a lady who was playing in a band along the route. If you're connected with the marathon, but perhaps in a slightly different way, I'd love to talk to you, find out about that. Lots coming up between now and 9 o'clock, including the peace rally in Luton on Sunday. We know there's been lots of gun crime and knife crime recently. A peace rally was held to try and unite the community. A couple of hundred people turned up. Do things like that ever work? And while I wish them all the greatest success, I do wonder if those things are effective, particularly when there is perhaps a slightly heavy Christian theme as well. Maybe that scared some people off, I don't know. 08459 455 555. Love to hear from you if you went there, or if you just think these things, it's a waste of time. Serves no purpose whatsoever. The big question this morning, the big phone-in: what's under your bed? And also, can I wash my woolen scarf? I've got a scarf, it's wool, and I love it, but it's getting a little bit dirty. Can I wash it? And we'll be finding out what some of the presenters are doing on their day off. All that and more coming up between now and 9.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Facebook.com/BBC 3CR. 81333. Start your text 3CR. Or you can give me a call. I've had lots of calls this morning. Thank you for that. 08459 455 555. Now, people gathered in Luton Town Centre yesterday for a peace rally. Community leaders called for the rally after 12 gun-related incidents in the town this year and 3 fatalities since last September. Well, during the rally, Victor Evelyn from the Non-Violence Alliance confronted Bedfordshire's Police and Crime Commissioner Ollie Martins.
Do you understand that the children that you're saying that are in gangs, or the people that are in gangs, don't respect the police, and why they don't respect them?
Well, I think the
problem that we've got isn't really one of gangs, it's more one of criminality. Now, I know that there is a problem between young people and the police, and that's something that we've got to work on, and I think that working on that and building a stronger relationship and a stronger, more sustainable working relationship between local communities and the police is an important part of my role as Police and Crime Commissioner, making that strong connection.
I understand that you have to say that, because to admit that there's gang problem would admit that there's a problem with the police not doing something about it, or that they're not effective in dealing with it. But what I'm asking you is, these gangs will always be there, because if I'm in the playground by myself and someone stands by next to me and says, "I'll back you up, mate," that's 2 leading on to 100, leading on to 1,000 people that would be part of my gang, which are eventually oppress the people that used to oppress me. That's what makes a gang. Gang brings criminal work if they've got nothing else to do.
If you look at gang problems that other parts of the country have, you don't find the same situation in Luton. What you find in Luton is criminality, and that's what the police have got to deal with.
Right, so what causes the gangs to become not criminal? Criminality and gangs is a separate issue to you, or something else?
You can have a semantic argument about what is a gang and what is a criminal gang, but I think if you look at the Luton...
We're a gang here today.
Yeah, arguably.
There was a gang involved with non-violence lines by Glenn Campbell.
Yeah, and that's a good gang.
That's a good gang.
But it's when people get involved in criminality, and that's the problem that we've got in Luton. If you're talking about gang culture, that's a London problem. The problem that we've got
a New York problem. It's an LA problem.
Indeed, and Luton is not London, New York, or LA.
We know that. That's why we're doing the peace rally. We're saying this is getting ridiculous. We are not LA. We're not New York. Stop you silly little gang.
And we're going to deal with the criminality that we've seen, and we're going to put a stop to it, and that's what I want to see happen as Police and Crime Commissioner.
Can we work together in some way?
I mean, that's why I'm here today. Because I am that bridge. I see my role as Police and Crime Commissioner being that bridge between the police and the local community that builds up that strong partnership. That's going to drive the knives and the guns and the drugs and the criminality off our street.
Well, that was the Bedfordshire Police and Crime Commissioner Ollie Martins speaking to Victor Evelyn from the Non-Violence Alliance during the Peace Rally in Luton Town Centre at the weekend. We've had some cracking songs today. I chose them all personally, just for you.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go and play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, wonderful fling to be when I'm old and grey, I'm gonna feel the way I do today. 'Cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young.
So I asked my 3-year-old yesterday, do you enjoy living with Mama and Dada? No. Why not?
You make me feel.
You always tell me off. The last time I told him off, we went to... constantly weeing, this boy. Constantly weeing in inappropriate places. So we went to the park. There's a brilliant park near us with a pirate ship on it. Huge pirate ship. It's huge. It's brilliant. I would love something like that when I was a kid. We were there for ages. Got 2 kids, and I'm kind of looking after the youngest one who's crawling around in the sand. And my wife went, Iain! Grab him now! I went, what? Look! And there's my boy on top of this pirate ship, and it's, I don't know what, 10 foot tall. And there's a slide that goes down. He stood at the top of the slide with his pants and trousers around his ankles, holding onto his winkle, about to have a wee down the slide. I went, stop that! And he looked at me, terrified. What? Stop it! And I had to climb up the slide, I had to push my way past kids, climb up the slide, grab him, literally had him under my arm. Had him under my arm. I then slid down the slide and took him to a bush. Well, I was just going to wee on the pirate. You can't wee on a pirate ship! Another person who I have great trouble controlling where they urinate is Justin Dealey. Justin.
Hello, Iain.
You can't wee on a pirate ship.
Is that right?
You can't wee on a kid's playground, Justin.
Oh, I do it anywhere. I get away with it. I work for the BBC.
Oh, dear. Now, listen, we've got the big phone in today. JVS isn't in. Tim's in, but we've kind of hijacked the big phone in because I think, we're the big boys here.
Yeah.
BBC Three Counties. The big question on the big phone in today is, well... Lots of people today have been concerned about what's been going on under their bed. So, the big phone in today is, what's under your bed? 08459 455 555. What's under your bed? Give us a call, Nadine Doris. Yeah. So, Justin, we've sent you out.
Yes.
To ask people what's under your bed.
Yes, the big phone in of the day.
Yes.
I'm on my way to Milton Keynes for the marathon. So, what I did,
just to clarify, he ain't running it.
No,
He's going to go and jeer at people.
Exactly. 26.2 miles. No, thank you.
Yes.
So, I've stopped off at Toddington on the way. I've been asking people that big question, what is under their bed? And Iain, this is what people had to say.
Do I press the button now?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Madam, what's under your bed?
Shoes.
Loads of them?
Yep, bucket loads.
And I bet you don't even use these shoes, do you?
No.
Why can't you throw them out?
Because I like them too much. I collect them.
Anything else apart from shoes?
The dog.
Dog as well. Yes, RSPCA. She has got a dog under the bed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Charlotte, it is the big question of the day. It's a serious question. What's under your bed?
My shoes and my school book.
School books?
Yeah.
How many pairs of shoes are we talking here?
Probably about 10.
10 pairs of shoes and you go to school? That's too many shoes, isn't it?
No.
But can't you throw some of them out?
Well, I could, but it's a waste of money.
Angela, your husband has got a lot to answer for. Can you tell us what is under your bed?
It's all his old junk. It's all computer games from like the 80s, comic books, new and old. All that under the bed, nowhere else for it to go.
In comic books? I mean, why are you married to a man who's into comic books?
Nerds are good. Yeah, they make good husbands.
Really?
That's why I put up with him, yeah.
You ever say to him, come on, look, we've got a lovely bed here. Look at all this junk, all your sci-fi magazines, your comic books, your old computer consoles. Can't you get rid of it?
At least it's under it.
Yeah, that's
It'd be a divorce otherwise. It'd be a divorce. It's me. If it's a choice between me and them, unfortunately, I don't think it'd be me.
Is she married to a 13-year-old boy? He's got video games and comics under the bed.
Apparently nerds are good.
Well, that's me.
According to her, yes, according to her. I mean, I know we're desperate for content this morning, Iain, but I have to say, yes, apparently we are. I'm actually quite enjoying this. I think we should do this every single day. The big phone-in of the day. The alternative big phone-in of the day.
What do you mean we're desperate for material?
Well, that's what you said at 6 o'clock. You said even people that are banned. You know, today, that ban's been lifted. Your words, not mine.
Just for those people who take you for granted, you're not even supposed to be working today, are you, Justin?
No, I thought to myself, do you know what? Last night I was meant to be going out, a few beers, didn't quite happen. I thought, do you know what? I'll go and keep my my friend/enemy, Iain, company, and yes, I'll go out and work for him. So, yeah, I'm here for you, Iain. Mate.
He's taken a really dark tone today, Justin.
Yeah, well, it's bank holidays. Anything goes on a bank holiday Monday. You're allowed to say these things and do what you want.
Am I allowed to cut you off?
Nick Coffer on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Every weekday between 12 and 3, I'm here with a little bit of celebrity.
I'll always love being a comedian because it's my job, so I'm going to keep doing that.
I was voted Japan's #1 male vocalist of the year, and I beat out Frank Sinatra. How's that?
Expert advice.
It does sound like it's a mechanical pain brought on by altered mechanics in your upper limb.
Your capital's protected because I'm guessing what you don't want to do is take any risks with the capital itself.
And loads of really great music.
Nick Coffer, weekdays from 12 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now, normally, Jonathan Vernon Smith would be joining me. Take that gun. What are you doing, Tim? Sorry. What is this disgusting? Jonathan would normally come down.
Oh, dear.
And you've got an Eddie Murphy laugh.
Yeah, that was quite Eddie Murphy, wasn't
it? Tim Wheeler is who filled in for Jonathan.
Sorry.
Filled in for Jonathan last week. I thought did a cracking job.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
You're filling in for him today as he's bunking off bank holiday, and you've just deposited some chewing gum on a piece of paper.
Do you know what? I for years I didn't touch chewing gum. I found it disgusting.
Yeah.
My parents have never touched chewing gum. They've never had it in their mouths at all.
Wow.
But I started getting into it, but when it's in my mouth, I'm fine, happy with that. The minute I take it out, I keep it to lubricate my throat. The minute I took it out, looking at it now, it looks disgusting. But I learnt a fact yesterday. Apparently, chewing gum actually never loses its mintiness. When you put it in your mouth, it loses its mint. If you put that in your mouth now, it would taste fresh and minty. It's just your brain gets used to the mint of chewing gum, but it actually never loses its power. So if you put that in your mouth now,
I'm not going to.
Well, we'll never know.
Do you know what chewing gum is made of?
No.
Plastic.
God, this is amazing.
No, this is true. This is not
plastic.
Chewing gum is made of plastic. That's why it's so chewy. That's why it doesn't shrink. It's
That's
made
why
of...
you can't swallow. Well, you can swallow it, but it just goes straight through and.
You really are.
I don't know.
Horrible.
Hey, ask me what's under my bed.
What's under your bed?
Just loads of Bibles. Loads of them. Because just to prop up the bed, all out of print Bibles from different parts of the world that I've stolen from hotels.
You can't steal the Gideon's good work.
Oh, well, they give it away for free, don't they?
Has anyone ever seen a Gideon?
Yeah, no.
I wonder what they look like.
There's a singer called Gideon Conn.
That could be him.
Who's good. I don't know if he is a Gideon. I don't know if he started the group. I'll have to ask him next time.
What's on your show this morning?
Anyway, yeah. Well, I'm carrying on your phone in on what's under the bed. No, I'm not really. I'm not. No, I'm going to be catching up.
Just be warned. Your boss is listening. JVS.
Hello.
Oh.
Who's that? Is that JVS?
What
are you up to?
I'm just emptying the litter tray.
Oh, nice. What, your one or the cat's?
A bit of both.
Nice.
Are you crying as you're doing it?
What?
Oh dear.
What are you talking about? I'm concentrating. Just carry on. I'll be with you in a minute.
All right, Tim, you tell us what's on the show today.
Well, so yesterday we had the peace gathering in Luton.
Yep.
And essentially this has come at a time when the Children's Rights Director for England, Roger Morgan, has been completing a survey about young people's... This is very hard to do.
Jonathan?
What?
Tim's trying to tell us what's on his show, and he's talking about the peace rally.
Oh.
So, I mean, can the litter wait?
Well, not really. I've just woken up, and it's the first job I do.
Right.
Right, but...
He's done 2 wheeze.
But Tim?
No,
the cat.
The cat.
Right, okay. Okay.
Can you fade him slightly?
I'll fade him ever so slightly.
Take off a few dBs.
There we go. All right, okay, that's good. This is quite a serious thing we want to talk about here.
Well, it is actually.
Yeah.
The Children's Rights Director for England, Roger Morgan, has done a survey, a report. He's been speaking to young people, and they all say, all these young people, most of them who have been involved in trouble, say that they recognise murder is wrong, it's bad, it's the worst thing you can possibly do. They also recognise that drink and drugs and getting into gangs are bad things that you have to avoid. But they all say that the reason that people end up... This is very hard to do. They all say the reason that people end up committing crime is just boredom. People don't have enough to do. And that's the problem with young people. They have not enough to do, they are just simply bored, and that's why they commit crime. And I don't know if people accept that, because I don't know. I would imagine that young people possibly have more to do now than they ever did before.
They've got books, they've got TV, they've got films, they've got Xbox, they've got... there's so many things for them.
There are many things to do. But I'm going to be speaking this morning from 9 to Victor Evan from the group who actually gathered in Luton yesterday, the anti-violence group, to find out how he thought yesterday went. I know you've been playing a clip of him having a conversation with
Ollie Martins. Fascinating clip, yeah.
Ollie Martins doesn't recognise that there's the same kind of gang problems in our area as there are in London. I've also hopefully going to try and speak to Ollie Martins, put that invitation in. Don't know if he'll be able to get back to us. I know it is a bank holiday.
Yep.
But keen to take your calls. Would giving young people more things to do stop them from getting in trouble with the police? That's what I'd like to know. That's from 9 o'clock. Also on the show, we're going to be talking about tagging your relatives. I'm speaking to a guy who tags his children with GPS tags so he doesn't lose them. I'm going to be speaking to a teacher anonymously from Hertfordshire who says being a teacher leaves you virtually no life at all. We're going to be talking about whether teachers have a hard life. I've got an interview with Sean Hughes. I spoke to the comedian Sean Hughes. I like him, yeah. About the death of his dad and dealing with that through comedy.
Yeah.
Loads to come.
Well, I'll be honest, it sounds like a cracking show.
Well, it should be.
Better than the usual fare we get between 9 and 12 on weekday mornings. And I've been saying this for a long time. I really think that Jubs is, he's kind of...
On the way out?
Well, I just think you've peaked, my darling.
Oh.
I think you've peaked. You've become obsessed with Nadine Dorries and things like that.
He's not obsessed with Nadine Dorries.
He is, and I just think Tim is a fresh... He's a burst of fresh air in a stale, old, stuffy world.
Well, that's very true. He's also much cheaper.
That is very true. Jonathan...
I am cheaper, but yes.
Jonathan, what are you doing on your day off? This is the reason we've got you on. You're not just going to empty your cat's litter tray,
no,
are you?
I've done that now.
Yes.
You've been a very good boy, haven't you, Pip?
Dear.
And what am I doing next? Well, I'll probably have a little shower, freshen up, have a spritz.
Don't want to live your day in real time. I'm just kind of a vague. I mean, Tony Fisher told us he's going for a bicycle ride with his daughter and then doing some ironing.
Oh, I've got a barbecue today.
Oh,
yes. I've got. I think I've got 5 people for a barbecue, including a small child.
Well, you couldn't eat a whole one. Why? What time do you want me and Tim to pop over?
No, it's only for close personal friends.
Oh. Okay, well, what time do you want me to pop over?
Where are you going to barbecue?
Well, it's
you
not
haven't
at
got a
my
garden.
House. It's not at my house.
Oh, and it's not in your pokey flat.
It's not. How dare you?
So, Jonathan, it sounds like a very boring, really exciting, really boring day. Will you be listening? Have you been listening to my show this morning?
Don't be silly. I'm just waiting for Ken Bruce to come on.
Jonathan, thank you very much.
Unbelievable.
You just go to. I'm really sorry about that. It's embarrassing, wasn't it?
Oh, well, it's just a mess, isn't it, this morning?
You have a good show, mate. I'll be listening.
Yeah.
See you later, Tim.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Jonathan.
Am I still on?
No, not anymore. Dear me. 08459 455 555. Well, that was awkward, wasn't it?
Well, I've told you once and I've told you twice, but you never listen to my advice. You don't try very hard to please me, with what you know it should be easy. Well, this could be the last.
Tim Wheeler filling in for JVS this morning, and the usual listening changes on a bank holiday. How do I get avoided from that? Suddenly I'm working. What? I turn up, all the other guys are off. It's good. I enjoy it. I enjoy the bank holiday shows. They're my favourites in many, many ways. Also my least favourite in just as equal number of ways. But a lot of the presenters, the voices you hear normally, are off because it's a bank holiday. And I thought it'd be nice to find out what those people are doing. So, Catherine Boyle, what are you doing on your bank holiday?
I'm brushing the baby's teeth.
Thanks very much for calling. No, you're doing what?
Well, we're in a bit of a rush, and as usual, we're behind time. I'm just brushing the baby's teeth, and then we're going up north.
Why do you bother with the baby's teeth? Because you know those teeth fall out anyway.
Well, I know, but I don't want them to fall out before they're supposed to.
Well, that'll
Plus,
teach.
It's always nice to be minty fresh, isn't it?
It is always nice to be minty fresh. So you're cleaning the baby's teeth, and then you're off north.
Yes.
To see.
To the Lancashire Riviera. We're going to Southport.
Oh, gorgeous, beautiful.
To brighten up my grandma's day and wreck her house.
Oh, fantastic. Well, how? Remind me how old your kids are.
One is 19 months, and the other one, who's downstairs with stick-on earrings on, is 4.
Oh, I say, really? It's a bit common,
Well, she's got
Catherine.
herself snazzed up. It is a little bit, but she did it herself. You know, genes will out, won't they?
Well, can we talk to the 19-month-old?
Yeah, hang on and see if she'll speak. Say hello. Hello.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Say hello. Hello. I'm fine.
Are you seeing Grandma today?
Are we going to see Grandma? Yes. She said yes.
There I heard that. That's fantastic.
And Grandad.
Oh, and Grandad as well, of course. Wonderful. And how long will it take you to... Car journeys with kids is a nightmare. How long is it going to take you?
They're pretty good. It's got sort of a soothing effect on my children because we've always sort of taken them, so they'll fall asleep. They'll have what we call a magic sleep.
Oh, when you say a magic sleep, does that mean you've given them Calpol? Is that what a magic sleep is?
No, but we tell them if they go to sleep, they'll wake up there.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
so it should be about 3 hours, 2.5.
That's not so bad. Oh, Catherine, have a lovely day. Nice to talk to you. I've got to say, we've got Serena in today. She's really good.
She's very good, isn't she?
She's excellent.
Hi, Serena.
See you later, Catherine. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Doesn't Catherine sound younger in real life than she does on the radio? She sounded youthful there and vibrant. Thank you, Catherine. 08459 455 555. Right, let's get the travel news now with Justin Peterson.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks travel.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Motorway still looking okay at the moment, with no reports of any delays or hold up. Similar story for the A routes as well. A405, they starting to build up now just a little bit around the M25 and public transport. Well, revised services are running due to the bank holiday period or extra engineering work, so services are suspended. London Marylebone to Amersham. Justin Peterson, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Justin. Let's get the news and sport now with Serena Farrow.
Getting beds, hearts and bugs talking.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. Culverhouse Road in Luton's closed in both directions after a police incident, though officers won't confirm what's actually happened as yet. Meanwhile, police are trying to find a man who raped a 12-year-old girl in Milton Keynes. The attack happened back in March, but was only reported last Saturday. Hundreds of people gathered in Luton yesterday for a peace rally. It was organised following concerns over a spate of violent deaths in the town recently. And the government's changing the rules on pensions to stop people who've never paid national insurance in the UK from receiving payments. So that's the news. Now let's move on to the sport. And Chelsea have moved up to third in the Premier League. It comes after a 1-0 victory over Manchester United. The top team on Merseyside, meanwhile, looks almost certain to be Everton. A goalless draw with Liverpool at Anfield means Everton hold a 5-point advantage over their neighbours. In the second leg of the League One playoff semis, Sheffield United take a 1-0 lead to Yeovil, while Brentford host Swindon at 4:30 with a tie all square. Turning to League Two playoff finals, and Bradford City will face Northampton Town. Bradford overturned a 3-2 deficit with a 3-1 win at Burton. Northampton defeated Cheltenham 2-0 on aggregate. And Newport County are back in the Football League for the first time in 25 years. They beat Wrexham 2-0 in that playoff final. Locally, Hemel Hempstead play their Southern Premier playoff final at home to Gosport this afternoon. A win for the Tudors would earn them promotion, most likely to Conference South. Boss Dean Brennan's hoping a home advantage will help.
What I would say is that we're a fresh, brand new side, really. We're not even a year old, so we've got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of drive, and a lot of belief. So hopefully, a home advantage does help. I know the One Direction and the crew that we've got at this moment in time will definitely help with their drum, and they'll be singing away.
One Direction, isn't that a, what do you call it, a band? Elsewhere...
Yeah, band. Band is what we call it, yeah. Pop group, yeah. They're not as good as JLS.
No.
They split up, I'm so upset. But I do like The Wanted...
Yeah. Can I just continue?
And the back... Oh, sorry,
I haven't finished. Sorry, you just said One Direction and my brain went off.
Well, yeah.
It does.
It does, I know. I do apologise. I thought you'd finished.
No.
I've
just got a few little bits.
Shall I stop?
Thanks.
Okay, and then...
Let's move on then. Biggleswade, shall we?
You can let me know when you finished.
Yeah, Biggleswade
okay,
Town.
Away you go.
They go to rugby this afternoon in the Southern League Division 1 Central Playoff Final. Let's move on to rugby, because we can't forget that. Saracens will play Northampton Saints in the Premiership Playoff semis. Sarries beat Bath 23-14 yesterday to finish top of the table in the regular season. And finally, I know you love it, Ian, World Snooker Final.
I do love snooker. I love a bit of snooker.
Good old Ronnie. He leads Barry Hawkins by 10 frames to 7.
Pop the red then, screw back for the yellow, green, brown, blue, pink and black. Snooker, Luke, peanuts are we, me and him and me. We'll show you what we can do with a load of balls and a snooker cue. That's a real song.
By whom, you?
Chaz and Dave.
Oh, Chaz and Dave.
Yeah.
You now know, don't you? Is it Chaz or Dave? I can't remember. I spoke to him earlier on this year. Yeah. He's like a garden fanatic.
Yeah. He's written a book about gardening.
That's right, yeah.
That's Dave.
Dave. And
no, it's Chaz. It's Chaz.
Yes. And he lives in Alcyon. He lives locally anyway.
Listen, I'm friends with his son-in-law, and I have been to...
Well, let's say friends. You mean you've tipped him off?
Yes, I have been to Chaz's grandson's third birthday party, where Chaz was the entertainment.
No.
Yeah, he was playing the piano at 3 years old. It was wonderful.
Oh.
Have you finished yet?
Yeah, I have finished. Hang on, one question though.
Yes.
Are you one of these people, because I know you really abhor sport, don't you, really?
Yes.
I mean, walking up the stairs is like doing a marathon to you.
Don't like it.
Yeah. Do you like watching sport? I mean, snooker, do you play it down the pub or pool, perhaps?
No.
Ah. You're one of those sorts then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
When's Catherine back?
This is Iain Lee on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Last 30 minutes of the show. Tim Wheeler in for JVS this morning, and it's a crack. I know quite often people have favourites on the radio, and when their favourite isn't in, they go, I'm not going to listen to that. It's not my favourite, I'm switching off. Do listen to Tim. He filled in for JVS last week a few times when he was poorly. It's a cracking listen. I think he's brilliant. Yes, he may be cheaper, but then, I'm cheaper than JVS. Everybody is cheaper than JVS. 08459 455 555. The Milton Keynes Marathon is taking place today. It's a bit warm. It's going to be a little bit spicy out there. Justin Dealey is... whereabouts are you, Justin? Are you on the marathon route?
Not quite. I'm outside Stadium MK, which is where all the marathon runners are meeting. Starts at 10 o'clock, Ian. Up to 6,000 runners or walkers will be taking part. Not you, because you don't do marathons.
Don't do marathons. No. Everyone says, you've been on the telly, you should go and do a marathon. No, I'm never, ever. I have no... And every now and then I think, maybe it'll be nice. And then I come back down to ground. I'm never, ever running a marathon ever in my life.
I've got somebody who might just convince you. Joining me live now is Paul Barton. He's from Marston Mortain. Paul, this is your 191st marathon today. Is that correct?
That's right. 191 today.
I mean, Ian back in the studio doesn't do marathons. Convince him to do one.
I think you should do one. Come with me and do one. You'll enjoy it.
There you go, Ian.
You do one, mate. I'm not. No, you don't stand a chance of that happening. No.
Brilliant stuff. So, Paul, you're a bit of a pro at this. Have you got a time in mind today? How quickly do you want to complete this marathon? 26.2 miles.
I would like to do it under 4 hours, but if it gets too warm, I should just take it easy, and 4:15, 4:30 will be fine.
I mean, the weather's glorious today. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to go and run or walk 26.2 miles? What do you get from this?
Well, it's just sort of become a way of life now. Most weeks, every other week, I do one, and sometimes 4 in 4 days, and I've done 2 in a day. It's just something I like doing. It makes you feel good at the end of it and enjoy the beer better when I go to the pub afterwards.
Incredible. Just lastly, 2003 was your first marathon. Yep. What's the best marathon, in your opinion?
I would think, because all of mine have been in England, I would say London for the crowds and to help you get round and the support, and so many people doing it for different charities, and it's just nice to see everyone finishes it usually. So.
Best of luck for today. Here's somebody as well, Mike Bush. Mike, this is your first marathon. You can't quite do 190. Why today? Why is this your first?
Well, I've got a friend who came to stay with me at Christmas, and he said he wanted to run a marathon, and he bought me a book, The Non-Runner's Guide to Running a Marathon, and I took that as a hint that he would like me to run it with him. So here we are, a few months later, 5 months later, and that's it. I'm about to set off for my first marathon.
And have you got a time in mind for today?
I'm going to try and keep up with Paul.
Yeah. Good luck.
But if we can do around 4 hours 30, that would be really, really nice. I've been working hard for this, but it's my first one. I'm not going to kill myself. Going to take it easy.
Okay.
The idea is just to finish it.
Have a brilliant day, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Great, thank you.
Great stuff. There you go, Paul Barton and also Mike Bush. Mike's first marathon today. Ian, I don't think you can beat that. Well, anybody listening can beat that. Paul today about to take part in his 191st marathon. That is absolutely extraordinary. It really is.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. He needs to stop.
You can say that, not me.
I can say because he can't hear me. He needs to. You've never been tempted, have you, Justin? I mean, you like to work. You work very hard, but physically you're a lazy man, aren't you?
Yes, I'll probably go along with that. I mean, I have been tempted over the years, and people often say to me, "Oh, the London Marathon, do you fancy doing it?" But I have to say, it's the training. You can't just turn up and do a marathon. No. Months of training, and then you've got to go around getting people to sponsor you, and then the hard work comes afterwards when you've actually completed the marathon. You go and say, "Oi, Dave, you promised me 20 quid. Where's the 20 quid? Oh, next week, mate, next week." And the next week comes, "Dave, where's the money?" "Oh, yeah, sorry, mate. You get all that, don't you?
Yeah, that's the. Although, Justin, I think sponsorship has changed a little bit since you were at school. Yeah. You don't have to go around with a bit of paper where someone writes down 1p a mile. It's all done online now. So if that's the only thing you're worried about, Justin, we can sort that out.
Yeah, why don't we do it together next year? What do you reckon? London Marathon.
Such a muppet.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
I'll be with you in a little bit, Lynn.
Take a sad song.
Well, in 7 minutes, 6 seconds, to be honest.
Make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better. And anytime you feel the pain, hey Jude, refrain. Don't care
the Beatles. Hey Jude. You can hear, if you listen carefully, John Lennon swear in that. You can. Can't remember where it is. You've got to listen really carefully. You hear him, you do hear him swear. You've got sensitive ears. Have to be listening on DAB. So, what's under your bed? But also, more importantly, and I'm disappointed by the lack of response this has had, can I wash my woolen scarf? I have a woolen scarf. Which is my favourite scarf of all time, right? And it's filthy. And I'm wondering, can I wash it? Oh, Lynn in Hemel. Lynn, can I wash my woolen scarf?
Of course you can.
Can I?
You can wash woolen jumpers, can't you?
Yes, I can, but the few times I have washed woolen jumpers, they've ruined. My wife shrunk one of my woolen jumpers once, so it was so small it didn't even fit my boys.
Well, why don't you try... I've got a cashmere scarf.
I'm not washing that for you. You wash your own.
No, I wouldn't wash it.
Oh.
What I think you should do...
Yes, Lynn. Hello?
And by the way, I think you're as mad as a box of frogs.
Beg your pardon, rude. How very rude, Lynn. How rude. Listen, all I want is someone to tell me how to wash my woolen scarf.
You could hand wash it.
Could you do it for me?
Yeah, of course.
Drop it round about half an hour?
Yep.
Nice one, then. Well, that's that sorted. Let's get the weather, shall we? Oh, no, hang on a second. I've got to... Oh, there's no smart way of doing it. I've just had to press that. Right, here we go. Let's get the weather with Kate Kinsella. Maybe she can help with my woolen scarf.
Hearts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Kate, how should I wash a woolen scarf?
I could wash a woolen one, but not a woolen one. But
Sorry?
I'd probably do it in a
what do you mean?
cold wash. In a cold wash.
What do you mean?
I don't mean anything by that.
Sounds like you meant something. What's happening with the weather, Kate? How rude. Rude today, really
Today's
rude.
the day to wash your woolen scarf because it's going to be warm and it's a good drying day out there because there's plenty of sunshine. Now, we have got some cloud coming and going. The wind, however, is light, but temperatures set to soar, if I can say that, above average for the time of year. We're looking at a maximum temperature of 22 Celsius. That's 72 degrees in Fahrenheit, so feeling rather lovely in the sunshine. Now, a pleasant end to the day, some evening sunshine to enjoy if you're planning to see out the bank holiday right to the very end. And then it's a clear sky overnight, which could lead to one or two mist and fog patches developing because the wind is very light. Minimum temperature down to 7 Celsius, 45 degrees in Fahrenheit. Now, for tomorrow, some bright and sunny spells again. In fact, a very similar day to today. The only difference is we could see a shower pop up. It's a slim chance, but that's because it's going to be a little bit warmer. And the cloud, because there's a little more of it tomorrow, may get a bit excited in the warmer temperature, so we could spark off one or two showers. But maximum temperature tomorrow, 23, possibly 24 Celsius. That's 73 degrees in Fahrenheit. And that's your forecast.
You were saying something, weren't you?
Bye then.
Thank you, Kate. Tatty bye. How rude. How rude.
Every weekday from 3, Roberto Perrone with the best local news stories.
I get to meet a lot of really interesting people with the most amazing stories.
We feel as if we haven't been taken notice of.
Yesterday we heard that the bank had gone, but today it's still there.
The cat got delivered up in Kabul. You should be back in the UK in 2 months.
With the best local talking points.
Do some of the bakers have flapjack fights?
No, of course not, Roberto. Well, not in our shops.
Roberto Perrone, weekdays from 3.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Right, 08459 455 555. Colin's in Dunstable. Good morning, Colin.
Yeah, that's the number I've just rung.
Ah, well then you're speaking to me.
Not Mr. Iain Lee.
Is that Mr. Colin in Dunstable?
It is.
Good to speak to you, sir. Yeah. Hey.
Brilliant show.
Well, you're very kind. I mean, some would call it a shambles, but we it's nearly finished for those haters. So
it's a shame, actually.
Well, I can come round when I've been to Hemel and dropped my woolen scarf off. I can pop to Dunstable and talk to you for a couple of hours if you want.
Fine. I mean, Justin knows where I live.
I bet he does.
He's been here.
Yeah, I bet he has. Yeah. Why have you called in, Colin?
Right.
Apart from to flirt with me.
Oh.
Hey.
Right. Your woolen scarf.
Yes.
Get some lukewarm water.
Yes.
and some either soap flakes.
Soap flakes? It's not 1947.
No, or some of this cold water.
I've heard about this cold water, yes.
Cold water detergent.
Oh, right, yes.
That you use for camping, you know.
Yes.
And wash it in that and then dry it flat.
And that will work. Would you now? Now the drying flat. How do I do that?
Well, I'll be honest.
You don't know. Because you can't put it on a clothes horse. It will stretch and sag.
Well, you could if you put it sort of on the top.
Okay, yeah.
Gently.
Yeah.
And let it dry naturally.
Okay.
Under my bed.
Yes.
Well, I've got sort of drawers under my bed, so I just keep. I've got a sleeping bag and some old pillows and things like that.
Why would you have a And by the way, there's nothing better than sleeping in a sleeping bag. In fact, I think I'm going to sleep in one tonight because it's like being in the womb, but less wet. But why have you got a sleeping bag under your bed?
Well, it's just convenient to keep it there.
Yeah.
I've got these bags that you do up and suck all the air out of.
Sorry?
You know these big polythene bags?
Oh, the ones that you can store things in and it makes them smaller?
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Hey, Colin, you listen to BBC Three Counties a lot, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Who's your favourite political correspondent on BBC Three Counties Radio?
Political?
Yeah.
There is only one.
And their name is?
I can't think of it. Not Gareth Lloyd, the other one. Paul Scoins, of course.
Colin, say hello to Paul Scoins.
Hello, Paul.
Hi, Colin.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
He mixed you up with Gareth Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just couldn't. It's me age, you know, Ian.
You what?
It's me age.
Your age. Well, Colin, listen, it's lovely to talk to you.
Thank you.
Have a great day and we'll speak to you soon, mate. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, let's go to... We couldn't get Gareth Lloyd, unfortunately, so he's too busy listening to unsigned bands. So, we've got Paul Scoins. Paul!
Hey, morning, Ian.
You've got... it's your day off, and we'll find out in a second what you're doing on your day off. But before that...
Right. Yeah.
I follow you on Twitter, and I saw... You made a little worky faux pas at the weekend, didn't you?
Did I?
Well, you turned up for work very, very early.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
What happened? Tell the listener what happened, Paul.
Well, okay. I do a bit of moonlighting for our colleagues down in London sometimes, and I'd had a long week with the elections and everything.
Very busy week, and excellent reporting, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, no, thank you, in many ways.
You're welcome.
On Saturday, I thought I was working, so my alarm was set for 3 o'clock in the morning. I got up, got on the train into London. I got on my, I don't like calling them Boris bikes, but everyone knows them as Boris bikes. I got on my little bike and cycled to Broadcasting House and got into work, sat down, logged on, phoned the reporter saying, hey, what are we going to do today? And they said, I don't think it was you today. I didn't think you were supposed to be here today. I said, no, I definitely am supposed to be here today. I checked the rotor in the week. I'm definitely supposed to be here. And she said, no, I'm pretty sure it's not you. And so I did check the rotor. And at 5 a.m, Ian, I realised I had indeed made a terrible work faux pas. And had got into work not just early, but 2 weeks early. So I sat there for a while working, trying to see if there was anything I could do at 5 a.m. and in London. It was a lovely morning. I thought I could get back on my Boris bike and go for a cycle round, but no, in the end I thought I'd just go home.
Go to bed. Well, bless you, Paul. You're a trooper. Well, it's your day off today. What have you got planned for today?
Well, it's my wife's birthday today.
Oh,
it's a rather special birthday. So I've planned a day of things. I say a day. It starts at 1 o'clock. It's not really a day, is it? Really, but my morning's planning was poor, and there are other things throughout the week. You know, I've got a week off, so I've decided to do a few things. But yes, she is in earshot, so I have to be marginally careful.
Is some of it top secret then? Have you got surprises
planned?
Some of it is. Oh, well done, you.
Some of it is.
Well done.
Although my friends started tweeting about it, so that's not really.
Block.
Yeah.
Block and unfollow.
use it. So
Okay. Well, listen. So I won't go into too much detail, Lynn. But
yeah, we are going to a really, really poncy art exhibition. Really poncy. It involves German textile artists.
I've never heard you whisper before. Paul, listen, have a lovely day and a lovely week off. Lots of love to the wife.
No, thank you.
And,
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you. And we'll speak to you. I don't know. I guess later on in
every morning, probably.
Yeah, we'll harass you every morning. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, good.
Ta-ta.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, good. Great, yeah, good. Right, lots to cram in. Last 5 minutes of the show. Milton Keynes Marathon today. The second one ever in Milton Keynes starts at 10 o'clock in Saxon Street. Well, Andrew Winterbottom, who lives on the Bucks-Oxfordshire border, is founder and chairman of the Fight Bladder Cancer Trustees, is there. So, now, you're not running, are you, Andrew?
No, I'm not, Ian. It's my daughter that's running here today for her first ever marathon.
This is Katie?
That's right, yes.
How old is Katie?
She's, 20... Oh, my God, I've got to work this out.
Oh, Andrew.
Isn't it? I think it's about 28 now.
Oh, I've put a dad on the spot. I do apologise. Sorry, I know exactly what that's like. So it's her first ever. How's training been going for Katie?
It's going fine. She's had a few hip problems, but she's taken some paracetamols and other painkillers, but she's up for it today, so I'm very proud of her.
And why exactly is she running? What's she running for?
Well, we're running to raise awareness for Fight Bladder Cancer. Bladder cancer is very much an unknown, untalked about cancer, despite the fact it's the sixth most common cancer in the country.
It doesn't get mentioned very often. I'm assuming, Andrew, that you have a personal connection with it.
I am. I got diagnosed with bladder cancer about 4 years ago now, and I'm sort of 3.5 years post-operation, and touch wood, I'm still around, which is good news for me, of course.
And how bad did it get?
It was a major thing for me. When I was diagnosed, I had up to about a 15% survival rate predicted because it was caught very, very late for me.
Sorry, 15% survival rate?
Yeah, it's because I was caught so late. I was at stage 4. But the key thing about bladder cancer is if it's caught early, it's very, very treatable.
Yeah.
Something like 90% cure rate. So it's important that there is awareness, and it's a cancer that's hardly ever talked about, sadly.
What are the symptoms? How would people be suspicious they might have a problem?
Very, very simple. It is blood in your wee. If you get any blood in your wee, no matter how faint, go and see a doctor, and they can start checking you out.
And were you one of those blokes that saw something was wrong with your wee and thought, oh, it'll be fine?
Well, when it happened to me, it wasn't just a little bit of wee, it was a little bit of blood in the wee, it was a lot.
Right.
So I went straight to the doctor that night. It was an emergency doctor, because I thought, this is just not right about it. But I didn't know what it was a symptom of at that stage, because I don't think anyone knows what the symptoms of bladder cancer are. I mean, when I first was diagnosed, there was not a single charity in the country supporting people with bladder cancer, which is why we founded our charity ourselves.
Andrew, Katie's running today. We wish her the best of luck. If people want to sponsor her, what can they do?
Well, if they go on to Facebook and search Fight Bladder Cancer, all the information's there.
Andrew, listen, best luck to Katie, and I hope you manage to, have a restful day watching your daughter run 26.5 miles. Thank you, Andrew. Well, it is the Milton Keynes Marathon today, and we've sent Justin Dealey out and about. Justin, whereabouts are you now?
Ian, I'm outside Stadium MK, where the runners and walkers are gathering. Ian, I've got to be honest with you, some of these cycling shorts that the men are wearing, wow.
Wowzers.
They are very, very tight. Clearly,
I don't want to see
very
that.
talented men in Milton Keynes. Very brief words here with Mike. Mike, this is your 11th marathon, your first here in Milton Keynes. Do you agree some of these cycling shorts are way too tight?
They are. I was going to get some pink ones, but I couldn't find any, unfortunately. So, I'll give it a miss.
I'm glad you didn't. What's your personal best, then? This is your 11th today. What's your personal best?
3 hours 27.
And the weather today, it may be a glorious day, but of course it's going to cause havoc for you, isn't it?
I think come midday it would be a bit too hot, to be quite honest, and it could hinder some PBs, yeah.
And a final word on Ian back in the studio. He doesn't do marathons. Why do you do marathons? What do you get from this?
Just to get fit, really, to be quite honest, and just enjoy it, just outdoors.
Brilliant stuff. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go, Mike joining us live in his green shirt. His shorts aren't too tight, by the way, but up to 6,000 runners kicking off at 10 o'clock today, 26.2 miles. And, it's a very, very hot day, so that could cause a few problems for the runners/walkers, Ian.
So, you're not tempted at all to go and have a little joggage? You can stop for fag breaks if you want.
I mean, I have inquired, but I'm too late for today.
Okay, that's a shame. Well, that's a real shame. Justin, you've got the rest of the day off. What are you doing?
I'm going to be going to a barbecue at my uncle's house, who looks incredibly like me, actually, quite tanned. He's still got the bouffant. Used to work in radio himself. So, yeah, I'll be going for a family barbecue this afternoon.
Justin, have a lovely day. Nice to speak to you. Speak to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ian.
Cheers, my dears. There we go. Well, fantastic. We've managed to find out exactly what everybody is up to. And don't forget, of course, if you want to support any of the charity we just spoke to there, it was Andrew, who is the chairman of the Fight Bladder Cancer, and we wish his daughter Katie the best of luck. And to all the runners today, good luck. You're never going to catch me doing it. Here's the travel with Justin.
Beds, hearts and bucks travel.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thanks, Ian. The A1M northbound, the lane shuts on the entry slip road due to an overturn just around Junctions 3. Culverhouse Road still shuts due to an incident between St Augustine Avenue and St Ethelbert Avenue. Also, the A405 building up around the M25. Public transport were running well, revised services. We're also hearing trains aren't stopping at Alexandra Palace, Hornsey and Haringey due to signalling issues. Justin Peterson, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much. I've had a mysterious Facebook message from Christina, who sent me a picture of a bridge. Okay, where is this? Christina. Morning, Ian. Really enjoying the show. Ta-da-la. I took a photo yesterday of this bridge on my way back from Dorset. Over the years, this message on the M25 near Ricky has baffled me. What does it mean? Well, it says, give peas a chance. I think it's a joke. It's a pun on give peace a chance. I hope that answers it for you, Christina. Back tomorrow at 6. Tim's up next.
Getting beds, hearts and bugs talking.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yes, thank you, Ian. I'm Tim Wheeler, and at 9 o'clock it's the big...